the best video on the internet right now.
What video?
Me crashing on Compton.
Oh my God.
That whole
They ticking the nigga right now.
Let's talk about that for sure. We are live, allegedly, here on No Jumper. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's Bricked Up Bricc.
Brick's in the chat.
It's Lush.
late as usual.
Don't really have like a nickname, like a rhyming nickname.
Lush.
Lil Lush.
You want to go with that? You want to push that line?
Lil Lush.
I thought you were declaring your hatred for Mexican people, and now you came in with the Mexican pride jacket.
Came, I had to come represent. they had me act like I'm going against my Browns like that. I'm like, oh yeah, flip it that way. Go ahead.
Who is that?
Jesus, somebody.
You're not helping your case right now.
I'm always wearing those Asali shirts with dudes that I don't know who they are too. Yeah,
Asali. We just know it's a player essay right here.
we just like Mexicans.
Yeah.
Well, like the thing is,
I'll wear a shirt with any Mexican.
but you even said like it's a shirt that I normally wouldn't wear, but since you're the homie, I'll rock the shirt.
Because he said, "Oh, you were cold, and I gave you a jacket to put over your broke back." And, and I'm like, nigga, it has a flag of a country. Y'all not about to go wear a Zimbabwe flag around y'all. You know what I mean? Like, let's not go there, because if y'all see kente cloth or African fabric somewhere, you're not putting it on either. Only time I'm putting it on is going to a Black Power.
A dude gave me a dashiki one time, and I never wore it on camera.
Exactly.
And I felt bad, but I talked about it on the podcast, how I didn't think it was a good idea for me to wear it because it would make it look like I was treating African culture like a joke. Now, to be honest, this was like 7 years ago. If someone gave me that today, I would probably just rock it.
Yeah.
And I would probably just take whatever heat I got.
There used to be a Coogee shirt that I had when they like made their rebrand during the hyphy movement, and it was a kente cloth print shirt. I used to wear it. It was fire.
But what I'm saying is, when I said, hey, this has a different flag on it, I am a N-word, because we're early on in the joint, it means that me putting it on is supporting you.
Right.
I would not usually just go pick green, red, and white and make an outfit out of it. I wasn't saying like, oh, F that flag.
You were cold, so I put a jacket on your broke back. Pause.
Yeah.
You feel me?
He broke my back to put a jacket on it. He's
Broke
cold.
back mountain.
I don't even know where this all came from. What? So because I want to be real with you, like, I'm at the point where when I'm scrolling through the Instagram stories and I got, for some reason, I don't know why, overtly invested and We Starve and just really show up at the top of my Instagram stories. It's almost like I watch a disproportional amount of stuff related to us and our ops. Sure. Okay. I'll accept that. But when I'm looking through that, I'll see Hot Wheela Media shouting out a new clip of Comparator, and I will not click it. Like, it's just no offense to him, this is not meant to be an insult. I just don't have any faith that he's going to be able to entertain me at this point. So even though I dissed him in the song, and even though I realistically could expect a response from him, I'm not really trying to see what he's talking about. It's always very long-winded. It's always kind of off the rails. It's not really funny or interesting. So I'll watch
Doesn't
people.
make sense.
I'll watch people clap back at him.
Off the rails is a double entendre.
This is true. But I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm not really watching the clips. And I noticed the other day, I'm like, I feel like he didn't respond to the diss song because I probably would have heard about it now, which, I mean, that's really like his last gasp of clout right there. Like, I thought like I was giving him the lob that he needed.
Well, to be fair, it had already dissipated, and then Bricc threw him another alley-oop.
Yeah, I got thrown out here. That's what they wanted so bad. He kept on making videos. So I'm like, here you go.
Because it was like the conversation was dead.
But he can't make a song unless Lush goes to the studio with him, huh?
I don't know about that.
No, but he made some songs before you were even in the picture, right? Like
I have nothing to do with the Swifty Blue.
One of the first things I saw from him when I became vaguely interested in him before I podcasted with him and everything was like, oh, you did Swifty Blue. Okay. And this is before Swifty Blue went and tried to shoot up the high school.
Some good op talk.
Yo, we're definitely going to get into Swifty Blue later on in this, because you know what he did?
Oh,
yeah, but you know.
Funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a DM from Swifty Blue.
he just called me and he told me that he's going to have to be very careful about what he says on the phone because it's an open case.
He's back home though.
Yeah, but he was at the barbershop.
He's a clown for that. He called you then and he told me, I'm like, hey, why I think you back home right now? He like, shh.
Okay, but let's lay out the initial narrative that is so unbelievably funny. Swifty Blue goes to a gas station and in some way gets punked out by a young Edgar boy.
Yeah.
Kid looked like he was like 14, 15, but he was standing on business. He was like really like yelling at Swifty and stuff. I don't really know why Swifty just drove away. I don't know why he didn't want to face the issue right then. It's kind of like a win, a lose-lose when you got a 15-year-old Edgar boy screaming at you at the gas station, because if you beat the shit out of him, you took a L. If he shoots you, you took a mega L.
Exactly. Edgar was for show clutching.
Clutching, you got to go ahead and walk away if you can't clutch back.
But then the narrative is that Swifty Blue went to the high school pressing the line and then got arrested at the high school. Now, I feel like from my brief conversation with Swifty Blue, he's going to deny that he went to the school looking for a fade, which I would recommend, because really that is so fucking crazy. Man, that even though I get it, in the gangbanging world, your ops can be kids, right? This is something that's very normal, right?
I kill a nigga under 18. They killing us. Are you crazy, Adam?
No, I
they popping the shit out of us. I'm not giving no little nigga no pass clutch. Nigga, you better know how to use it like a grown man, because that's who's killing all the rappers, kids.
I have listened to a lot of Lil Jeff, a lot of Lil Scoom, a lot of these guys. Kids. And one thing I've learned is a great place to catch your op lacking and murder him is at the high school.
They didn't used to spare us. We come out them gates, pod.
So you were getting shot at by grown gang members as a young kid coming from school.
What? Wow. Beat up and all that shit.
Grimy life.
My first altercation in high school. Okay, no. All right, one of my altercations in the 9th grade, because it wasn't my first. This was Spring Fest. You remember Culver City Spring Fest? All right. An old dude from Blackstone coming there mad because he was R. Kelly-ing one of the girls up there.
Sounds about right.
He was picking her up. He's not supposed to be on high school. I just thought about that. I should say your name, but I'm not. And when we was at the school, he got mad about the girl. So we at Spring Fest, everybody kicking it. He come up there. Ooh, I'm like, damn, he like 20 and buff, fresh out the pen. He like on bloods. I make the whole school scatter. What? Whole school. Yeah. And my grandma was the getaway driver, nigga. Wow. She rested in peace. I don't this.
Swifty Blue keeping the tradition alive.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, right around that time, they redrew the boundaries for...
No more Spring Fest. I fucked that up for everybody. Yeah. It was no more Spring Fest.
Oddly enough, right around that time. Wow. It'd be like that. But, honestly, of all the aspects of gangbanging that I feel like should have a little more rules and regulations applied, grown-ass men going to high schools for the funk should not. We should put a cap on that.
That should be off limits.
I believe so. But just from where I'm standing, have kids go and handle that.
It seems obvious to me that you should leave that off the table, just because of the fact that this is so obviously going to look bad. You're breaking all kinds of laws by bringing a firearm onto a school grounds.
You should have just waited till little Edgar left the school.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait till he walks right outside the school zone, then fa.
You don't have to fa. Or you could draw down on little cuz and nigga whoop his ass. No. You draw it. You had a homie hold the gun and you beat his ass like he stole something. Like, you know what? Now flinch and I'm gonna let my homie pop you.
So everybody at home sees the video and they see you having a fair fight with a 16-year-old kid. But to the people actually there, they know
that the file.
I got it. Fa. All right. Quick note: Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in award-winning Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the football board and I'm selecting Justin Jefferson for more than 83.5 receiving yards and Patrick Mahomes for less than 267.5 passing yards. Download the app today and use code NOJUMPER, all one word, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use code NOJUMPER. $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, gang. Let's go.
Nifty on 50s.
Patrick Mahomes is about to go off.
Yeah, Mahomes is my favorite player.
I feel like I've said it wrong. Like,
yeah, Patrick
many
Mahomes.
times.
No Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Hey, yeah.
I know enough because I've seen people talking about him and his wife and shit, so I should know that. Hey, I'm just a fan of the
And
guy
his-
as an athlete.
And his tight end, is your girl's best friend, Taylor Swift.
Yes, exactly.
That is his tight end.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a tight end. I'm a wide receiver.
Ooh, that's pause. A wide receiver.
I'm at a Diddy
your
party.
field?
I'm at a Diddy party lubed up like on Bieber.
Hey, wait. Here's your hip hop history question. Who said he went in a tight end and he came out of the wide receiver? And who was it about?
Oh, I don't know, but that's sounding very like
Joe Budden about Saigon.
I was gonna say sounding very Dipset-ish, but early 2000s
Probably
era.
2006 or something.
The Joe Budden Saigon diss was that whole saga was great.
He said he went tight end.
He went in a tight end talking about jail and they came out a wide receiver. Now, I'm not co-signing that assumption.
Well, how does he know it was tight when he went in and it was loose when it came out? Did he hit both times?
I feel like Joe Budden probably got a sense for like what kind of booty hole a man has.
Well, the previous bar, he said, like, I talked to your proctologist. You feel me? Like, and then, yeah.
Did he?
No.
So you guys have an eventful weekend?
I had a very eventful weekend.
I'm going to lay it out there. I went to Legoland and I went to the San Diego Zoo. So it was a wild weekend in the life of the 22-ster.
We had the whole state covered because I was up in the Bay
There's
tearing
no
that
ops
bitch
in
up.
the air. Is it gas or what?
There are new ops in the air. That's true. What were you doing this weekend?
Just laughing.
I would have been at this fucking weed festival where all the drama went down if I had not been on the Legoland mission.
That's so bad. Y'all didn't give me no.
Oh,
I didn't get my credentials. And then I see my main man's getting into it with a pussy ninja. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, wow, I was supposed to be there. But then I know y'all kind of been keeping me on reserve because I am like a hotter face.
I
on
wasn't
purpose.
involved in who got invited. I didn't even know about this event.
No, not on purpose. Josh don't like taking me to hip hop events. He wants to go to like square events because I always kind of
Intensify the situation. Yeah.
I mean, last time he brought you to an event, you didn't do anything, but someone
could have went that way.
Someone ended up getting mutilated.
And then we went to that awesome mansion party and it could have went left.
Okay, that's fair too. Yeah, but I feel like that's the kind of energy that Josh needs around him. Not like, you need at least one person who's on some bullshit, right? Yeah. Because let's be real. If you get into a situation in which a fucking fungus like Potlord is even able to temporarily float a narrative that he got one over on you, that's not great. Now, I think that as the dust has settled, the prevailing narrative from pretty much everybody, including people that we don't necessarily get along with, including, and it brought me a bit of joy to see a clip in the Reddit earlier today of AD, T-Rel, and Smack all basically agreeing that Potlord came out of that situation looking like a total bitch. That was heartening because those are people that would probably like to see Josh taken out. Yeah. I don't know. I think Josh has like ran into some of them and it's been okay or whatever.
I'm surprised to hear that. Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone in the universe has basically taken a look at this and agreed, Potlord, you are a joke. You are a loser.
Squabble up.
You get no points for this behavior.
Man,
even Flacco's video, which This is why it's so good, is because I hate that I look at the Reddit this much, but I saw a clip in the Reddit where they were basically showing a clip of Potlord in which he acknowledged that he watches every single Poetic Flacco upload, which go subscribe to Poetic Flacco. Great YouTube channel. But that suggests that he believes that Flacco's YouTube channel has a degree of authority and that he considers him a trusted force in the community.
Correct.
So for him to then watch that video and realize that despite his attempt to look hard, to look tough, to look cool, he came away from it looking like a bozo. That's got to have hurt his little soul. It might have made the yellow in his eyes a shade or two darker.
The kid said that he seen me at Oak Park in the video show lines at the hood day or
Oakwood?
at Oakwood Park. I be over there all the time, but I'm like, cuz that's how much of a nobody you are.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I don't even know who you are. I'd have been in your face and you didn't say that. If you had a problem with me then, if I said something about you before, you know what I mean? And you had a problem with me then. Why you didn't speak up when I was there? We was on your home turf, allegedly, right?
Did he actually say anything about you though? Because,
I don't know. About after that?
Yeah.
He was drunk as hell. You see that clip of him in like a diner or something? And he's like, he's like this. He's like floating back and forth. His eyes are totally glazed over, and he's basically like talking shit without saying any names, acting like he's ready for whatever. But then this old clip comes out of him talking about you like you're fucking Tookie Williams or some shit.
For real?
Yes, like he's terrified of you. Like he's talking about you like the real boogeyman. And so now he's like drunk in the fucking restaurant trying to act like he's hard or whatever. It's like, listen, we all know that like you were in the best situation you were ever going to get into to do something to Josh, right? You could pick almost anybody out of the fucking hat that could have been in that environment and it would have been completely different, because if there was anybody there who was like eager to fight, it definitely wouldn't happen. And keep in mind, he did this in a situation where he has nothing to lose, because obviously he's not a businessman. He has no kind of business relationships going on. He's just there strictly as a hanger-on. Josh is there doing actual business with Puffco and all these different brands that are all potential advertisers that we've been talking about doing events with, etc. So Josh is in an environment where he's chilling and he's not looking at this as a situation where he's eager to make a scene. So he's got every reason to kind of, try to avoid this situation. It's not a pussy thing. It's just the fact that he's a businessman.
Josh was unbothered. It wasn't even no
he didn't give a fuck.
I had to call him first and foremost. Don't think he called me. I seen the text. And then I seen the Reddit shit. I just was going through Reddit and I seen the motherfucker like getting up on Josh, like squabble up. Like, well, I'm like, man, I'm finna go. Like, what are y'all talking about? I'm like, this shit downtown. I'm headed downtown. And Josh like, come on, don't even come right now. Like, cause I ain't worried about him. He like, man, don't come up here with that shit. We cool. If he was a threat, you would have been here. Like fuck that nigga.
I'll be honest too. Like, I think that people are really underestimating Josh's ability to defend himself. I think if it came down to it, one-on-one, Josh is putting tips on a lot.
You don't want to meet him in a parking lot. Pippin.
You put Josh in the UFC ring. If you put Josh in the ring with Potlord, I'm pretty sure Josh is coming out victorious.
He's
by the
white.
end of it.
UFC ring, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he's
everything.
not an alcoholic. He's not dying of jaundice like Potlord. Like Potlord realistically probably has like a couple good years left in him. Like he's going to be on dialysis soon.
The thing is, dude,
Kidneys, well,
I don't even know what it is. I just know that boy is sick.
Well, like if there's discoloration in your eyes, it's normally a sign of something wrong with your liver or kidneys.
And look at his girl. His girl looked like she dying of AIDS too. What the fuck is wrong with bro? I remember like 10 years ago, she looked all right. What happened to her?
Life be life.
It needs to be studied, because a lot of these guys, Yuri's the same way. Get in a relationship with a beautiful girl. Fast forward a couple of years, all of a sudden they look like fucking Hiroshima went off in their next door neighbor's yard, and they're just fucking torched.
I was over there. I'm like, damn, who is this smoker that's with him? Like, right? And then
you find out he wifed her.
What the chat told me it was his wife. I'm like, that's a nigga wife. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
And keep in mind, that's the origin of why he wants to fight Josh, is because Josh said something about his bitch, I think. So you say something about his bitch, crickets. Nothing. Because he's fucking terrified. And he knows that it's the easiest fucking green light in the world, because all you got to do is pull up his old tweets about the late great Nipsey Hussle, not to mention the 60s.
That's the dude that did the Nipsey Hussle thing?
He was the one who was posted 60K. Somebody put it in the Reddit so I can pull it up from Bricc.
That y'all don't like and all that.
I thought he was from Showline though.
Sometimes
but the Showlines sometimes they don't like the homies back in the day, but not dead, like not with around Nipsey passed.
No, but those tweets are way older than that.
Yeah, it's like 2012 or some shit. It's way back in the day. But he's like a supporter, you know, like the girls that like go to the Hell's Angel picnic, and they're like big fans of everything that the Hell's Angels got going on, but they're not actually like members. Obviously, Potlord is like that for like whatever gang he was hanging out around.
You mean groupies?
They would have ride on the back of the hot guy's fucking motorcycle,
gripping the hog.
Yeah,
you gotta grip the hog.
What you call it?
I mean, I don't know. Sounds like
that might have been the first time in their entire lives that Potlord and Yuri got even a moment of feeling like they were tough.
Oh yeah, Josh, you're a bitch.
But then, then they get online, they start checking the Reddit and shit, and they realize that everybody involved views them as goofies, including AD, Terrell, Smack. They all agree.
Shout out to the Opps, man.
If you wanted to do something, you're supposed to really do something.
What did they say? Do you remember?
Basically, like who said you get no points. This is like the general consensus I got. And from Pun too, Pun was fair about it, is that if you're in that environment and you see your op, you're supposed to actually do something. Now, you get no points for being loud and shit. Now, what would be respectable is if he had said like, hey, I need that, let's go outside. You don't cause a scene, but you still get to actually physically engage. That would be a little bit more respectable. What's not respectable is making a big scene in this environment where you know it's the number one place where he doesn't want to get into a situation because he's doing business here and he's an actual businessman. Unlike you, Potlord, you broke flunky living off your fucking HIV-ridden bitch.
Just imagine him not seeing me rag Gordy in the
I don't really think she has AIDS.
Hey,
but we also don't know.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
imagine the Crips popping out the cut. He didn't see us, and like all the homies was there too.
Like the Foot Clan, you know,
like me, Rag, Gordy, and the guys just happened like, "Hey, Josh, you straight?"
Yeah, you think he would have done that with Conrad or Gordy or whoever's standing right there?
Fuck no. Hell no.
I'm not.
He would have did it with me right there by myself. That's
Honestly,
why I'm like, bro, come on, you don't do that to people like that. You do that, you challenge motherfuckers that's worth the challenge. And I ain't saying Josh ain't worth the challenge, but this ain't your op, bro. Like, come on, bro. Out of all the shit that you doing, like, Lush is a little bit more gutter grimy. You know what I mean? Like, beef with him, okay, that's not picking on somebody. You say something to Lush.
I'm a different contingent of white no jumper.
Yeah, even Adam, like you can get at Adam like that, but Josh, like, come on, bro. That's why I really was tripping. Like, come on, don't get at my boy like that.
But the thing is, like, I don't really feel like there's much for me to say at this point, because after your video responding to it, where you very eloquently broke down. Play by play, moment by moment, anybody's thoughts that they might potentially have.
The feet on land killed me.
Yeah, that was really what I think Bricc meant.
Why is he saying feet on land?
Well, he's out there stomping. He big stepping.
Yeah, feet on land, though. Like, oh, rolling? What land you stomping on like that? Like, boy, they would have slapped fire out your ass.
And that's at the LA Convention Center?
Man, I would have open hand slapped, bro. On the hood, then followed up with a hook, just to let you know what type of time we on.
But you want to know what pissed me off is when I seen it. Obviously, that was my instinct too. Is like, oh my god, I would have slapped the fucking dog shit out of Potlord, because to me, Potlord, I would feel the same way as I felt beating up a woman. Where even if the woman was so disrespectful that she kind of needed it, it would still be like, you know, I just feel like I could fuck him up so easily that it would be like an absolute joke. But here's the thing. That morning, I had read the article about Quavo having to spend $700,000 because he slapped the fucking valet, right? And I realized in that moment that this is a very like unequal situation, because realistically, if I put hands on him, he's got a lawsuit. If I put, if he puts hands on me, it's just nothing. It's like maybe you go to the county for a day.
I spent $150 on the valet before.
Really?
Yeah.
You took some weed out your car?
Nah, he crashed my shit. I put the pistol in his mouth.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But look, hey, guess what? There's a disproportionate amount of wealth between Potlord and myself. You know, his wife's got a lot of money. So maybe Potlord. Yeah. So maybe
That's what he does. He just lives off her.
So maybe Potlord should just like punch me in the face and I could sue him, and then that would be fine.
It's crazy because of the scrutiny through us, it's like Potlord doesn't even try to keep the lie going that he's a professional surfer. Like he gave up on that. He tried to get that off on us for years and years. And then at some point, I remember I like searched all his sponsors and tried to find his name on their websites and shit like that and realized it was all cap. And I think he at a certain point just fell back and decided like, okay, the lie about me and a professional surfer,
it ain't working.
That's over. Yeah. So now he just exclusively is living off his bitch and is honest about it, I think. Or I don't know how honest he's been, but he literally is just a dude who, to be fair, was smart enough to find a girl who's had rich parents. Yeah. He hitches himself to her wagon. They have a kid, so he's locked in. He probably got fucking no premarital agreement and everything like that. No prenup. Yeah. And so, yeah, he's living off her. And so
no prenup. No prenup.
No, but it's a fact because he don't got a job.
Bro,
he's not productive in society at all.
That's so bad.
He's on live with literally like 4 viewers most of his life.
He'll be all right.
It's a sad situation. Yeah.
It reminds me of this. There's this dude in one of my rehabs that I was in named Matt, and he told us all he was a professional baseball player in the major leagues. Like, yeah, I played a couple innings with the Chicago Cubs.
I love that you're a local rehab.
Oh, yeah. I'm a connoisseur. Yeah, any rehab questions, I got you. That's like your gang knowledge.
How many steps do you do? 12 all the time?
I done 13 steps several times.
Yeah.
The 13 step is...
The 13th step is going back.
Well, that's
going back in.
The 13th step is you fuck a newcomer in the program. You have sex with a vulnerable young lady, or she could be older as well.
It's not like
she's not.
But there's no like power imbalance because you're both there because you're in a fucked up state.
Exactly.
Right?
No, but in reality, it's just a severe power imbalance.
They're worse than you for sure.
Yeah, they're fresh. Yeah,
it's a very, very predatory fucked up thing. But yeah,
you're a Diddy.
No Diddy. But the 13th step is a known phenomenon. But as far as this Potlord situation, I feel bad for Phone. Phone over there minding his business, trying to, you feel me, do his thing for whatever Biggest Bros had going on. Blasey over there doing his thing. You feel me? I'm sure Blasey's bitch was there somewhere as well.
We had her on the podcast the other day. She was actually very friendly when discussing him. She had nothing bad to say.
She doesn't like me though.
Too nice on the shoe because it goes both ways.
I don't know if they could see it right. Wait, what?
Oh, you scandalous. don't slide my boy out.
Well, that was one thing Josh told me is that Blasey and House are very cool and he had nice conversations with him. So you got to like feel like that's a kind of a thing that they're basically like, this is a one-sided thing. It's not a united front. He's over here looking like a bozo. Blasey's trying to make some money, trying to do his booth, trying to get
Blasey had they had a collab shirt. I seen it looked dope. Phone over there handling biz. Sucks if those guys get dragged in and dragged down by other fools doing lame shit when they were the ones that kind of had all the momentum to begin with to make anybody even interested in what they had cracking on.
Yeah, it's not like Potlord was invited to that event in the first place, but I do think that this makes an obvious...
You think he snuck in?
It's obvious that he should be blacklisted from all future events of this kind, so we're going to probably see to that.
It's no way that he had a wax thing.
No.
Yeah, you had to have your special puff coat.
You had to have your puff coat gear. I don't think he did.
No, he's definitely not puffing on nothing. So anyway, I mean, we saw that take place over the weekend, and I mean, it's just... I'm so glad that the community as a whole was able to identify and be honest about the fact that Potlord and Yuri, who is a non-binary trans man, that they both took a massive L in this situation. But the funniest thing that I saw in this whole thing was a clip in which Yuri, aka Urinal, aka abusive to his girlfriend, they both were, or no, I think it was just Yuri on camera saying that all we do is talk about them because we won't get viewers otherwise.
Facts.
For sure.
Again, a reminder, 100%. Yuri has spent the last 10 years on live with like a peak of like 45 live viewers. Yeah. Whereas us, on the other hand, we put up videos all the time that get millions of views. We put this episode will probably do 100,000 views, which is just normal to us or whatever. So the idea that such a huge percentage of our audience is dying for information about Yuri is so fucking stupid and so evident
I think
of how much his brain has rotted over the years. Because he was a cool dude 10 years ago when I met him.
Does he genuinely believe that though, or is this just what he says to?
It's like he has no respect for his audience because he says the dumbest shit ever and just expects them to go along with it. But that being said, his audience is almost 100% people who treat him like a lolcow and are just looking to be entertained by his retarded antics.
There's definitely I feel like when I saw the biggest change in Yuri is when he really leaned into the IRL streaming, and that became like an identity for him. Because like you said, when I first met him, he was one of the super chill ass dude. I never thought that there'd be any issue. And it's also really weird that all these people bring up these issues that they have with yourself or with Sharp or with me or with anybody over here. But the whole time they was here, they never had those issues.
Even months after Yuri got fired, he had nothing bad to say about us. That just like blossomed over time when he realized that he had nothing to talk about on his channel, which is honestly kind of sad. And also, Yuri, I just want to remind you that you are a massive bitch. Yuri is a massive bitch because let us recall, Potlord, Bricc Baby, you might not know this. Potlord at one point said that he was smoking on Yuri's dead sister. Now, this was like a couple weeks after Yuri's sister lost her life. I won't go into how out of respect, but Potlord said he was smoking on Yuri's dead sister, and Yuri did nothing to try to exact any kind of revenge from that. He just took that on the chin. That's funny, Toke. Kept it moving, which is really sad because it would be nice to see Yuri stand up for himself in any way, because to me, that's one of the worst things that you could do to somebody that you have a problem with. That's not something you do to your friend.
Yeah,
that's terrible. What the fuck is wrong with you, Yuri? Stand up for your own bloodline.
But I don't think you get to smoke on somebody that's dead unless you killed them. Like, I
course
think
you don't.
We are unsure of what Potlord's involvement was in that death. So,
LAPD. Don't look into that.
Yeah, don't let this be like the Draco thing where you never figure out what happened. Like,
let's get to the bottom.
LAPD on the case.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. No, it's just like it just shows that ultimately, I feel like a lot of it was fools were trying to pander to the Fig Community wave. They wanted to be a part of it. They saw that on their own. And they're like, oh, well, these guys don't like them. We're former employees. And of course, they're getting some encouragement from that side as well, probably, because they love when former employees air out dirty laundry, and it kind of just perpetuates.
Are you getting support from them?
Getting support anytime there was like I would have anything to say about No Jumper, that's when Hotline Bling. Hey, what's up, Lushy? How you doing, my good buddy?
You been straight, bro?
Yeah,
I see you over there.
To be fair, that is the kind of funny thing about the fact that even TRL agreed, like, Potlord, you were supposed to do something if you really wanted to be on some tough shit.
But T-Rail didn't do that.
T-Rail saw me and he didn't know anything. So, I mean, this just call a spade a spade.
But he told you, at least he told you, like, maybe.
Yeah, he at least said something. But
no, what T-Rail did
he left early.
He scared you.
He left early.
He scared you.
He did not scare me. There was no way scared at all. He actually, he had Leather and Jack with him. I was just with Lena. So...
But at the end of the day, regardless, the way T-Rail handled that situation,
I forget that's even a diss.
What, Leather?
Yeah.
No, it's not a diss to nobody. I'm just a diss to her.
Yeah, definitely.
She can take it away. I say that.
Well, it's putting an L in front of her name. It's for 1,000% a diss.
I feel like Leather because her pussy probably feels like leather.
Like aged.
You gotta put some Diddy juice on there to get it going.
With that being said, I feel like there's no ambiguity in the fact that T-Rail handled that situation in a way more masculine manner than what Potlord did.
At least he didn't try to make content out of it.
No, he watched it and was like, hey,
I respect, honestly, even though I can make jokes about T-Rail, like not doing anything or whatever, it's like, what the fuck was he going to do? You're going to start a big ass fight in front of Floyd Mayweather and Cam Newton in the Impact Awards. We're over here talking about the impact.
Right.
I don't know, some kind of impact. Something was impacted.
Yeah.
So it would have been extremely bad taste for him to have done something in that moment. But he didn't cause a big goofy ass scene like the way Potlord did. So you gotta judge that worse. Potlord, you have officially won Bozo of the Year and possibly the decade. And you will be dead soon. You probably won't survive this decade.
Yeah.
If you show up to this goes back to high school house parties. You go to a party and the dude that's making hella noise doesn't want to fight. If you see someone you don't get along with and you're making mad noise, yo, this, I'm gonna fuck him up. That you want it to get broken up. Like you said earlier, you show up, walk up to bro like, hey, let's take a little walk.
I need
Or
that.
just
That's
get
it.
cracking. You already yelling.
But you in the middle of a
Just get
function,
cracking.
you're not gonna do it right there. Just like, hey, let's go.
Shit.
Ain't no yelling. Let's go take a walk.
Shit.
Let's go
If
take a
you
walk.
try to clean something up, nigga get off on cuz and run up out of there. Shit, it's over with.
I wanna
Either way
bring
it go, if you squabble, it's over with for the day. So you might as well wherever you do it.
True. I just want to bring this up, bring attention to this. This is the burger I got at Legoland. Can we show this on the screen?
That's a health hazard.
In my whole life, I have never, like, I love burgers. Burgers are my number one food. If I could eat, my meal on death row might be a nice bacon cheeseburger. I ordered a burger at Legoland. Look at the fucking texture.
Bro, that
this thing.
looks like a topography map.
That look like a braid on drugs.
This was like $15. I threw this in the garbage before I took a single bite. But I keep coming back to it and looking at it and just thinking about
How many people ate that shit that day?
Oh, I was surrounded by thousands of people who were eating this at the
didn't
exact
give a
moment that I
fuck.
threw it away, including children.
It looks like an aerial view of Bikini Bottom. Like that's SpongeBob's hood right there.
Oh, 16.
This makes me feel like I need to pay a lot closer attention to whatever burgers I'm eating in the future. But I mean, look at it. This part looks like undercooked, but look at right here. Doesn't
looks
this
overcooked.
This looks like a normal burger kind of. So like if the whole thing had been like this, I probably wouldn't have been able to tell that the true texture of the burger was this disgusting. It looks like the surface of the moon.
It looks moldy. It's literally moldy.
Scrape it.
Yeah.
It's like they don't give a fuck. Those little kids. Ugh.
I got some nasty ass chicken nuggets after this instead, and at least they were like edible.
How much of it did you eat is the question.
I did not even take a bite of this. See, I was putting the ketchup on it. I would have liked to have gotten the photo without the ketchup. I started to put ketchup on it, and then I noticed this texture, and that was the moment that I ran for the hills and decided that I did not want to eat this.
Just imagine if you would have been on some quick shit and didn't notice.
Exactly,
Man.
because most burgers I eat in my life, it's not like I fucking open the thing
It's
up
already
and
ketchup
study it.
on it. Thank God for the condiments being on the side.
And it really says a lot about the resilience of the human body that I probably would have been fine if I ate this, because I'm sure I've eaten other burgers that were just as gross and never had any kind of.
Absolutely.
It's not like
think so.
everybody else in the park was like vomiting and dying
they
and
was
shit like
straight.
that. So I don't know. I just really had to call attention to this burger because I'm so disgusted by it that I just keep thinking about it.
Legoland.
Lego,
You guys
man,
are
bro.
disgusting for that.
I know that when I worked at Whataburger, I definitely made some pretty unsanitary burgers.
Did they flip that though?
What do you mean?
Was it made like, or was it ran through one of those little
A little
broiler things?
probably one of them.
I didn't even look at the other side of the burger. I'm not really sure what method they use, but like my whole life I've been hearing people talk about how gross fast food is and how gross slaughterhouses are and stuff, and I've always been of the mind like, I'm eating a hot dog, I'm eating a fucking shitty
That's
ass burger,
filler on top.
I'll eat
though.
whatever.
All that is not even beef. I bet you if you tested that up top, it's probably like 2% beef.
But I feel like right here looks almost like some like hair. And then all of these, just these little spuds. I would really like to have like a doctor or a scientist who could tell us exactly what
That's
I'm seeing
filler,
here.
bro.
It looks
Beef
like-
don't do that.
That should look like that cow had leprosy right there or something.
This probably looks like Potlord's dick. Anyway, it's just been haunting me ever since I saw this. Like I had like a lot of things happen
Potlord's
while I
dick
was
is
there that
crazy.
kind of bothered me, and this definitely took the cake. Like I just have not been able to stop thinking about this ever since.
It's pretty disturbing because it's not even just about this burger, like you said. It's about everything else that we consume on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, it's probably worse burgers. Yeah. Anyway, that was what I saw that day. How was everybody else's weekend? Anybody got any events they want to mention?
I hosted a really dope event up in Antioch, California.
Shout out to the
weekend.
Yak.
Shouts to the Yak.
Shout out to all my Norteño brothers.
You did some pump faking too,
How?
because you didn't pull up on Yuri.
Oh, I didn't? Because when
Because he was
bro,
here.
Yeah.
I passed him on the highway.
Let me finish trolling him. I know you're down there.
I told him and all his homies, like I put a PSA. I'm in Yuri land. Slide on me.
I saw that.
Foot on land in Yodi land. Foot on Yodi land.
Foot on your land.
Pissing on buildings.
Hey, where did this come from, though?
Smash and shit.
Well, that's like belt on ass.
Yeah, but it's like.
But like, who is the first person to do that on a song? Sorry, I'll let you get back to what you were saying. But
no, I remember. Isn't that the Who Want to Smoke with Me?
I think 21 might have been recently.
Really?
That wasn't that 21.
It's the other. No, it's a Who Want to Smoke with Me. He's on that song
yeah, that's
too.
What
Yeah.
It's 21 verse.
No, they did it in like every verse, and that's like part of his like. He literally is in all the verses. They have a little sound effect.
But when you were recording your verse, I saw you do it.
Yeah.
And you were smiling and laughing like, oh, this is like an established thing. And that made me think about like, I don't really know where that came from.
I'm bugging.
Exactly.
I'm bugging. You let that know your clap.
That's a different clap.
Yeah,
but that's still like
this is a smash a nigga's clap.
Yeah,
but I didn't
it's
really.
Supposed to be like
I didn't really get it. I just was in that. I didn't get it from somebody. I was really in that mode of fuck a nigga like bah.
Because
like,
you could take a bar off and just do that.
Yeah.
But I see people in all kinds of videos, even when it's not in the audio, they'll just be doing it to the camera, and I can tell they're trying to hit that specific beat.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, even just belt to ass. Belt to ass took over the fucking world the past couple months.
Belt to ass is Chirac.
I will say, Adam, when I was up there was like a multiple because when I'm in the Bay, I'm super outside. I love the Bay. The Bay love me. I get you feel me? The carpet rolled out. It's just, you feel me? Raining game everywhere I go.
You get it, 14.
You feel me? Chill.
14.
Chill. Hey. Got nothing but love from I got nothing but love.
We get it.
But you know what? A lot of people were like, man, why Adam don't fuck with the Bay? Why Adam don't like us?
There may be no media figure who has gone more out of their way to fuck with the Bay over the last year than me.
But then why they think that? They didn't like what you said.
Because it was that one thing where Bricc was like, oh, you about to move up north. And I was like, nah, I'll never move up there. Fuck that place. And then I said, let's be real. The scene is kind of unevolved or less evolved than the scene in LA. Let me just clarify. Anyone who heard me say that and took offense to it, you're a retard. Because I'm from New Hampshire. I can easily acknowledge that an hour away from where I grew up, you have Boston, which is a bit of a cultural hub. It's a big city. There's a lot of shit going on. It would be, from my perspective, a much more active, a great place to live in comparison to New Hampshire. You drive 4 hours from Boston, boom, you're in New York City. Possibly the greatest city in America, one of the greatest places you'll ever visit.
After LA.
After LA, a lot of people would say. But insane. An extremely advanced, evolved place from the perspective of people who are interested in the kind of stuff that I'm into, like the culture, hip hop, action sports, whatever it is. Why can I make that distinction? And yet people in Northern California hear me say that Northern California is less evolved than LA, and somehow they can't get it through their head. That to me is almost indicative of what I'm talking about. We need better schools up north so that people cannot be offended by blatantly obvious fucking statements like that. Now, who has gone out of their way more than me to interview all of the underground rappers from Stockton, like you just said, Antioch, Big Tone, fucking all the Norteños? I basically like started this whole fucking wave of actually giving all those dudes attention, whereas like a lot of people from Southern California have probably been scared to do that, or just at least didn't want the smoke or the politics that would come with it. I have gone so far out of my way to support the underground rappers coming from Northern California, and anybody who's in that space, somebody like Trevor Potter at VBC, he'll tell you that like who else with a platform as big as mine has gone that out of their way to document what's going on in Northern California.
He said that he would not work in the Bay. He wouldn't live in the Bay. You can't make a motherfucker want to live in your city.
No, but when you put it like that,
that's his favorite rapper.
Yeah,
J-Bo's my favorite rapper. J-Bo is I've been pushing the line for him crazy. But I'm the one who's been bringing all these people down here and getting myself in at least a little bit of hot water. It seems like people actually don't really give a fuck. People are kind of acting like they cared about me interviewing all these Norteños. I think in reality, we've kind of seen
finally caught on.
Nobody really gives a shit that much.
Yeah.
Well, look, I think that the reason why, because it's not like the Bay is a place that it's just like unevolved is a weird word in that context. I know what you're saying as far as structure. There's clearly way less structure in the Bay, but what the Bay has done is influence so much culture.
We're not talking about the people. We were just talking about living in the Bay, the tech world, the fact that it's no clubs, it's not shit to do all day like it is LA. Like
okay, but the tech world is what they have going for them, is that they're like Silicon Valley and
but
shit
you're
is
not
lit.
trying to fucking go
that has
out
nothing to do with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
okay,
but
that's cool, that's lit.
The reason why
shit going on,
but
up
the
there.
reason
the club
why
closed at 1:30, gang.
the reason why fools don't like when they hear shit like that is because when they're influencing so much culture, and we, as No Jumper, we document more culture than anybody, particularly in the West Coast.
But you're missing. Did you were you there?
Of course,
you weren't there for the
I was
conversation.
standing right here. I was standing right
all
here.
right. So
I pushed back instantly.
What we were saying is that no artist is coming up there. We would have to fly artists in rather than being right here in the fucking Mecca, Hollywood, where fucking everybody, the hub of everything, everybody's coming here. Like, it'd be hard to get the interviews that we get and the rando interviews that we get.
No, of course. Do I think No Jumper should exist?
Conversation was about.
No, of course. Do I think that like it makes more sense for No Jumper to be based out of LA?
Yeah, that's what the conversation was
question.
about, though. So I don't even know how people got offended.
And it's shocking that they have such a lack of like, ability to understand basic fucking statements, because it's like, all right, you take the top 10 rappers from Northern California, and then you take the top 10 rappers from Southern California, and let's peep their monthly listeners on Spotify. This is going to be an extremely one-sided conversation. And
I think their rappers are better right now, actually.
Now, better is your opinion, but when we're talking about like size of these artists, it's not even close. It's not even in the ballpark. And somebody said you wouldn't go up north talking shit. I have yet to talk shit about up north.
Right.
Nothing I have said has in any way suggested that I don't respect them or that I don't like them. My actions prove how much I have attempted to be an advocate for Northern California. The only problem with that is that certain people are so fucking stupid that they can't really process basic ideas, like the fact that one city could be more lit than another city.
Well, and here's the thing, two things. One, who in LA right now is rapping better than, and we'll just say Northern J-Bo, Mozzie, and All Black?
He said,
who in LA is rapping better than J-Bo, Mozzie, and All Black?
Okay, but again, you're talking about your opinion about certain artists. I'm talking about the size of the best of the biggest artists,
Of course, of course.
That's the point I've made, is that but after Kendrick, I feel like J-Bo and Mozzie might be the biggest rappers in the state of California right now. But we're talking about the entirety of the state over like a long period of time. And even somebody like Mozzie would obviously acknowledge, and I can't believe I'm still talking about this statement because it's so fucking stupid that anyone has a problem with me saying that shit. If anything, it should just be clear to them, like, yeah, y'all have a bit of work to do to get to the level. Wow, what the fuck?
I feel like...
Where you getting fried chicken from these days?
Gus.
Fire.
I never had Gus.
Smacks.
Gus is good.
I think that...
you have fucking meal prep, Adam. Tell the world the truth.
No, boring ass meal prep. I still got a meal to go.
If have you ever like spent time up there and like partied for real and kicked it for a few days, and didn't have fun?
No, I had fun.
Okay.
But again, so completely unrelated to anything we're talking about.
It's not though, in the sense that I feel like,
why don't you still live there?
But people are acting like I said it's not fun up north.
No.
How could anyone arrive at that conclusion?
I feel like in order to really appreciate the culture, it makes people, once you get absorbed in it, it's going to make you look at the whole thing different. But I don't disagree with anything you're saying about LA having more infrastructure, being a better place to jug for your career, and not just yours, but for anybody.
So now you answering my question all in whole, because I said, why don't you still?
Well, I do feel like I hit a ceiling when I was up there at a certain point, and I needed to go back home to take shit to the next level. I feel like I had accomplished everything that I could have, and life is so comfortable up there, and it's like there's so many dope view spots where you could post up and smoke weed with a bitch that you get comfortable and you don't want to keep getting it. And I needed to go back home and take shit to the next level. I will say,
Berkeley, Emeryville, that's your little
exactly.
spot.
Yeah, all that
right
shit, all
by the
that
little
shit.
ponds and lakes and shit.
Our bitches look a lot better down here, 100,000%. Like we have way better bitches.
Evolution.
But if you find a super cold one from the Bay, snatch her up and hold on to her because she probably of a high caliber.
Start a podcast with her, mentally torture her. She's gonna fall off so bad, but she'll never leave.
Yeah,
And you'll go back to the Bay with her.
And you could duck Lush's fade and then move up there, so you have a nice little arc.
and then run when I'm going back up there. It's so crazy how that happens. Like I ran them out of LA, then the Bay. It's so funny how that works.
Crazy. I mean, I'm such a supporter of Stockton hip hop that Jason Lee basically like blamed the murders there on me. So I mean, come on, that's pretty impressive, right?
Is he from the Bay?
He's from Stockton.
Basically,
Although he denied his Crippin'.
basically,
He said he was not a Crip, even though people told me he was from a Crip neighborhood, but he said he has nothing to do with anything like that.
Jason Lee is like more SF to me. I don't know.
No, he's from Stockton.
But yeah.
basically, there's a lot of murders in Stockton that Jason Lee blames on me. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, look how much I'm supporting the community. I'm the only one who could be EBK J-Bo's best friend and then still go do content with his top op bands. And I'm still talking to J-Bo. We still super cool. I'm going up there. As soon as he's good to go, I'm up there.
So I think, and that's kind of what my whole thing was. I would like to see us make more of a presence up there. So I was dope to hear.
Do you remember when Gucci Mane, he would like frequently almost use like the same bar, which he would say like blah 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 like a Mexican, like tatted like a Mexican.
Yeah.
That's like because I keep thinking I want to make like a Mexican influenced banger, but I don't want to like just make a regular ass song. I want to like make like an anthem.
So you don't want to make I Caramba.
No, exactly. But I want to. But you're right. I do want to make like something that, from my perspective, is to like represent the whole of the. So I'm trying to wrap my head around. But I like how Gucci would always say that tatted like a Mexican.
Yeah.
Something like a Mexican or whatever. So I kind of feel like that could be the ground level of what this song ends up being. But I'm trying to create the ultimate anthem for the Mexicans.
That's a tall order, but you're a tall guy. So shit.
I'm a tall guy. I'm a lot taller than most Mexicans.
Exactly.
Let's just be real.
So you can feel the order.
My dick's short, like a Mexican. Just kidding.
You already canceled. You already canceled.
But yeah, I've just been trying to wrap my head around it and trying to figure out like who might be the best person to tap in with to be my co-collaborator on this thing.
I found a new, I believe he's Mexican rapper that I'm a huge fan of.
Who's that?
His name is Section 8 Baby.
Okay.
That fool is crazy.
Interesting.
Shout out Section 8, baby.
Dripping with ism. I'm about to run him on the music stream tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that you couldn't be a pimp and be a Southside.
I don't know look, man. I don't know the rules.
Is changing
I just know that shit slap, and bro was talking that shit. You feel
Don't
me?
like all that?
Because they like a pimping and pandering charge is like a sex charge.
Now it's a sex charge, yeah.
To them.
Yeah, no, I mean that's true, but shit. I don't know what car bro fall under or any of that, but I just know he snapped.
Bro, can I just play something incredible that happened?
Yeah, this was first of all, this guy right here.
This guy, thank you.
Yeah.
That's proper. Yes.
Yeah.
It is a man.
Yeah.
Now. Yes. I did Tommy G a couple months ago did a vlog with a rapper from Chicago, from the north side of Chicago named Buddha G. And if you remember on this podcast, I think we talked about Buddha G's case where she allegedly snitched. I think it's beyond alleged. It's a factoid that she snitched on some dudes from her hood for allegedly snitching on her first. And so we get in contact. She comes out here to do the interview. Does a great interview. I suggest everybody go check it out. One of my favorite conversations I've had in a long time.
So disrespectful.
My bad. He, she, whatever.
No, because you wouldn't call Sydney Star that.
Sydney Star, to me, more of a clear-cut woman presenter.
Folks in them got a whole beard.
That's what I was going to ask. I'm trying to figure out where you're going.
But they went the other way. This is a woman who turned into a man.
Yeah, so
Sydney Star is a man who turned into a woman.
But you still got to give them the respect.
She out here with a full beard.
Yeah.
Like what did Lil B say in his Joe Budden diss? He said like, you try to beef with me, you got a whole beard. Some shit like that. Like that was like why he won that beef. But so anyway,
T-shirts and buttons.
Buddha G leaves, which we played in Starlet's, one of the greatest things that happened in 2023. But Buddha G leaves Los Angeles, hops on the airplane, and manages to take some shots at 600 Breezy, who happened to be sitting on the plane as well. I feel like we really got to review this clip and talk about it because this is one of the funniest things I've probably ever seen.
He did a good job, bro.
Of punking out Breezy?
No, I thought that was a dude. I'm talking about his transition.
Well, dude, you get on testosterone. And that shit really just like the beard starts coming in, the titty starts shrinking up a little bit. She said she got a baby dick.
Bro, for real? Yeah, the clit turned into a dick.
Her clit turned into a baby dick. Well, I mean, you know, the size of maybe like a baby dick or whatever. She's basically acting like she got like an inch.
Bro, look like if
is gonna inch do something. It's like a little. It makes
was talking about
crazy,
fucking girls or like. She fucks girls apparently with the
incher.
Bro, looked like if Andy Milonakis was from 18th Street.
I told her about that.
That's seriously like not like that, but that would cause me like mental trauma
if you saw it
fucking years.
Because I remember when most of us saw.
I swear to God,
hey, when most of us saw the first trans dick or whatever was China from the WWE, who at one point there was a leak of a sex tape, and you got to see what China's clit looked like after years on testosterone.
That thing was buff.
Thing was crazy.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm just assuming Buddha G got something like that.
China was a.
She didn't go full trans, but she was on testosterone to be big and strong, and it ended up having the side effect of not only giving her like a chiseled jawline and huge muscles, but also a baby dick.
It's like that clit was on creatine. It was just like,
yeah. Okay, let's watch
China
this.
had some strong pussy.
That pussy got power.
Hey, you with that GDK shit? You with that GDK shit? What's good? RP Doug, you know the fuck I am.
So, okay, shout out to this dude, because this dude is the one who gave me the elephant growth. So I got to shout out, like, Buddha G's homies are the ones who gave us this smoke that we're going to be smoking on tonight.
They live out here?
Nah, they're from out there.
Oh, they just made sure we got it?
Yeah, and for the record, you want to know what gang she's from? She's an SGD, a Spanish gangster disciple, but I get the idea that she's essentially like GDK. Like she doesn't fuck with so many GDs that she might as well be.
I think it's
GDK.
I think it's the opposite. I think, but why? Because she was checking him. She was checking him about saying.
But that's like a random GD connection. She has like she's hating on Butter. She's hating on Lil J. She's hating on every big GD that you can think of.
But she said R.I.P. Duck.
Yeah. She's staying on business for Duck for whatever reason. I don't know if they're actually around each other or anything, but. I mean, because I thought she's pressing Breezy because she's like, "What? Are you on that GDK shit still?" What's she's a Duck lover. Like she's supportive of the Duck movement, but she hates J Mane. She's calling J Mane a bitch. She hates Lil J. She hates pretty much every.
She hate Party Crib.
Every GD you could think of, she hates them. Yeah, so I don't know. There's probably some exceptions.
But she don't hate they hood though.
Nah,
she hates the person.
Yeah. I guess. But also keep in mind, she's been essentially exorcised from the SGDs. So it's like. A bunch of them still fuck with her, but he told. So now she has like a weird, Jesus Christ. He has a weird relationship with the hood because
he don't fuck with niggas, period. Yeah, he don't fuck with niggas, period. That's why he hates on all the people. He don't like men.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a bit of that. But also like he just feels betrayed. Okay. He feels betrayed because like basically like he got told on, so then he wore a wire and told on some other people.
Whoa.
But then it feels kind of weird to hear him dissing like Butter. Butter just told on some dead people. That's way worse. That's not even close to wearing a wire. But are you allowed to like revenge snitch?
No.
Like if somebody snitched on you, got you set up.
Two negatives don't make a positive outside of math. Outside of multiplication, two negatives don't turn into a positive.
So if someone snitched on you and then you snitched on them, nobody would give you any kind of You
getting your ass whooped. You're not gonna be for nigga. You just as much as a snitch as him. You get snitched on, you just gotta sit there.
Yeah.
It ain't like, well shit. Did he tell you that he the one that wiped the gun down and threw it down the drain?
Right.
Like no.
Yeah, it's not like
do that.
It's not like a wet willy. Like it's a different level of get back.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But shit, I mean, Buddha G is like YSL Woody. She out here, she running around her city. She don't give a fuck. Fuck.
Yes, it's very complicated. So that's their homie right there. Is this fool that? And that's the same dude that shot the.
That's the guy who gave me the elephant growth, which we're gonna get stoned as fuck on in. I'm going to say give us an hour, so it can be 2 hours in before we start obliterating our brains. I mean, you could roll it up before then if you would like. But
we can wait.
And the reason, guys, why we're making a big deal out of this is because apparently this is weed that it's like the most expensive weed you can pretty much get. It costs like $1,500 an ounce. In comparison,
$350 for an eighth.
If you don't smoke weed, on average, somebody like me or Bricc might spend $150, $200 for an ounce of weed. This is $1,600, $1,500, something like that. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying.
10 times what the average person in LA is paying for an ounce.
Gas is like $160.
We gonna see if it's just great packaging and a straight finesse.
It don't smell better than Metro Boomin right now.
Metro Bloomin'?
Bloomin'. I meant to say it.
But Metro Boomin doesn't have anything to do with Metro Bloomin'.
No, he don't.
No, okay.
It don't. He should.
Yeah, that's
the
damn
crazy
near.
part is when I got out, I called him like, "Damn, this your weed, bro." I'm like, "Whoa." He like, "Nah." He offered me to get in on the business when he first started, and I kind of was acting Hollywood. I know you missed your shot with that shit.
But you can't really blame him either because you're talking about a black market weed brand. Realistically, you're Metro Boomin', you're a fucking crazy millionaire out producing all these records.
But it's a lot of rappers that are crazy millionaires.
But you don't know which weed entrepreneur to fuck with. Yeah, you know, because even for me, it's like I've had a million people tell me like over the years,
let's start a strand,
let's start a brand or whatever. I'm like, you know, I don't know who the fuck to trust. You gotta get deeper into the game before you can figure that out. So, which we will have a big announcement in that regard within the next week or two. But
I'm curious, like what the genetics are, whatever that led to be. Is it, man? That's crazy.
What, for Metro?
Yeah,
that shit crazy. That weed is so crazy. But elephant growth, we gonna see what they talk about.
It's all about genetics and SOPs. You feel me? Like we gonna see.
Have you guys been to the San Diego Zoo?
Absolutely. It's an incredible zoo and the wild animal park too.
What? So, okay, there's a separate wild animal park that you can drive through, right?
Yeah. And it's, I mean, in my opinion, hella worth it. And it's dope because the animals there, I think they don't realize they're in captivity to the same degree that animals in like the LA zoo, for instance, like them motherfuckers look miserable. Like you see like a gorilla sitting in the corner, like hell no, or like lion sitting in a small ass cage. It's not cool. But over in San Diego Zoo, they have giant enclosures and it's like open land. It's like a real safari. I don't know. I fucks with what they're doing.
I haven't been there in years.
As an animal lover, I function with it. Like,
I don't really do the animal thing, but last time I went was like, I was like 13.
What do you mean you don't do the animal thing? You don't really like animals?
No. I mean, weird. I got kids. I'm not about to be cleaning up after animals too.
No, but like you could like teach your daughter, hey, like these are cool animals, show them.
Yeah. I take the kids wherever they want to go.
Doing the animal thing sounds.
I just don't want to be
the animal thing.
I have no desire. Like we have 2 dogs. We had 2 cats. The only reason that we got rid of the cats was because my niece is like horribly allergic to the cats, and like my kid's favorite thing in the world is to spend time with her cousin. We were like, fuck it, we got to sacrifice the cats. We fucking chopped their heads off in the yard. Just kidding. We did not chop their heads off. That was a test. We gave them to another family, but. My girl like wants to get another dog. My girl loves having a garden. My girl the other day was suggesting that she would like to get chickens so that we don't have to pay for eggs.
Smart.
I'm just like, bro, I don't feel the need. Like, I don't want to make my life like hectic as fuck because I'm taking care of a million fucking animals, even the dogs. It's been a process for me to gain affection for the dog. Like Ralphie, not that hard.
Ralphie's the homie,
Winston,
bro.
who you guys have not even really been introduced to. It's been a struggle for me because he pees on things and he's always trying to sneak out of the fucking yard. He's like, when you have a dog that introduces things that you have to like always be thinking about, like, oh, you got to take him out into the yard and you have to watch him the whole time to make sure he pees and make sure that he doesn't run under the gate out of the fucking house.
He's smaller than Ralphie or what?
Yeah, so much smaller. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, I don't like bringing an animal into my life that makes my life significantly harder. That's why I always loved having a cat. I got a cat. He's just chilling. There's no bullshit. I put food in the fucking bowl. I clean out the litter every couple days or whatever. It's like very chill and easy. Yeah. And then I like come home after a 10-hour day and he's just sitting on the couch. He's happy to see me, but not that happy.
Yeah.
He's just chilling. He's just looking at me.
Yeah.
And like with the dogs, I mean, it's a lot. Yeah.
The dog's coming to jump on the nigga.
Yeah, cats are. I got turned out on cats because of my bitch now, and I'm obsessed with them. So I'm totally.
Yeah, I can't do it.
But you're right, though, they don't.
Taylor's cat used to shit in my shoes and shit.
Cats can be troublesome too.
Yeah. Once they hate you, they hate you.
Dude, I remember at one point we were trying to grow weed in my room in Long Beach, like 2013. So I was traveling so much that I was kind of cool with not having a room, and I had a girl that was staying at her crib. So I'm sleeping on the couch when I am at home, and I drop my pants, and my pants with the belt, they're just sitting like next to the couch like this, just the belt.
Yeah.
Fucking Tony the cat sits in the belt because it forms like a perfect oval.
Oh, wow.
And just pisses all in like my only pair of pants at that time. I had to wake up and go to fucking Tilly's and buy some new pants. Cats can be pretty shitty, dude.
Fucked up.
But
And the piss. Oh my god.
oh, they stank.
Oh,
Yeah.
Their teeth
stank
are
is piss.
Yeah. Cat piss.
The worst.
You know what though? I feel like what's tight about cats is a dog will fuck up your crib when you're gone, and you come home and they'll be all shy and embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Cat will be sitting there like, "What?
Yeah.
What's happening?"
It's all about their
trip again.
their self-esteem, because Winston doesn't give a shit what we think about anything he does. But meanwhile, like if we yell at Winston, Ralphie is so sensitive that he thinks we're yelling at him, and he gets hella triggered and goes and hides in the corner, even though we're not yelling at him.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's the buster.
Bougie ass rich dogs. You feel me? Like he has luxuries.
Somebody said Adam wearing the exact same fit as last Tuesday's podcast. That is true. And I feel a little bit bad about it.
I think he's trying to send Bricc a message. You feel me?
yeah.
He's on timing.
Yeah.
He's bloody now.
Yeah.
He likes the hoodie, dude.
No, but one thing I was saying is like Bloods don't say bloody, right?
In New York, they do. In other cities, they do. Yeah.
Not out here.
No,
I never heard of LA Blood being like, yeah, we the bloody boys type shit. But I have known dudes
That's
who
New
said that
York
over the
shit.
years, but they usually weren't really Bloods.
Yeah.
But then you have like Bloody J.
That's what I was about to say. Were you friends with Bloody J?
I know him.
That fool was such a sick rapper, bro. I love that Bloody J, that Black Portland tape. That's one of the all-time greats.
Shit was never supposed to come out.
This is one of the.
He said it wasn't supposed to come out.
Nah, they were like Thug already wasn't cool with them by that point, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what was going on when I got out of jail.
That was one of the.
fucking with Bloody J,
I got a good question.
like 2013-ish.
I'm scrolling through my YouTube feed yesterday, looking at whatever clips are in my subscription tab. All of a sudden, I see a clip. It's our friend, DJ Akademiks, sitting down with Nardo Wick. And Nardo Wick is saying he ain't never even met Bricc Baby.
That's
And
crazy.
you had thrown his name in the mix during your Florida debacle.
When
Let's talk about it. Have you ever been around Nardo Wick IRL?
yeah, for sure.
Where at?
We shot when they shot the Who Wants Smoke With Me video.
Okay.
They shot it out here, and Dirk was in there.
Is it possible that
pulled up.
he just doesn't know?
I was fucking with his brothers and shit. I was fucking with him, but he was shooting the video, so he probably don't remember being with me. But his brothers was pulling up for months after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's mistaken. He thinks he hasn't been around you, but he
Yeah,
was.
for sure.
Okay.
This
Or was he-
video, all the little hubbies like him and Baby You, and all they got pictures and shit from that day. But from there, the dudes that he told us was his brothers, which are probably his homies from back home, they was pulling up, fucking with us. You know what I mean?
He wasn't saying that to be slick, possibly. Like, I was like, I don't even know this guy.
Nah, I doubt it.
Because he was saying that
doubt
he
it.
knows Nardo Wick.
I
but
didn't say I know him. I said ask Nardo Wick and them niggas how we coming.
Okay. Saying that basically, like he had seen the entirety of how you and your
see
people.
how we play ball. Like he was out here, they had their thing on them. I said that too. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much, but shit.
that does make
They was
you
ready
look
for
bad.
war, too.
That makes you look pretty bad.
Who?
You.
I don't give a fuck.
Because he's all like, he's like, I don't even know this guy. It's like, watch how I'm coming. He's like, what? I don't even know this guy. It's like, he's trying to diss, fool. I don't know.
Damn.
I doubt that he tried to diss.
So you're saying that Bricc Baby needs to stand up for himself?
Hey,
against
no,
Nardo
wait,
Wick?
hold on.
You gotta stand up sitting this.
Hold on, it been plenty of times. I don't think when he was coming to get the verses from Dirk, we was at Sony Studio, ATV Studios. I was in Atlanta with that nigga. We was at Copper Cove together. I have been around that nigga a gang of times. I don't know if he knows that I'm Bricc, baby, though. It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Because you're not all, especially if you're around like a big rapper like Dirk, you're not gonna necessarily like identify yourself and try to make it out to be like this is who I am. It's important that you know who I am. Because there's a lot of people come up to me all the time, like, oh, you know my one homie, and they tell me his name, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. They're like, he told me he's been around you 10 times. I'm like, I don't know. They show me a picture, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that dude before, but I never even knew his fucking name. So it's like, you know.
At the end of the day, I wasn't saying like, oh, we the bestest of friends and all that, nigga. I was just saying like, nigga, them niggas know how we coming. I bet you he know how we coming.
Has he made a second good song yet?
Don't know me, but you know how we coming.
Has he made a second good song yet?
Oh shit, you hating, huh?
No, I'm just curious.
He made a couple of them.
Okay.
He had a lot of big records for a while there. He kind of fell back for a while.
With Future.
That one was pretty cool. That's true.
Yeah.
That's what Ak was telling him. Ak was telling him, you're Team Kendrick, whether you like it or not, because you're down with Future. Yeah. So therefore, you're Team Kendrick. Yeah. That's quite a stretch, because like I mean, Nardo Wick, the way he's talking, he sounds like he doesn't even listen to fucking like popular rap. He in the interview he was saying he's kind of out of the loop with all that shit. He listens to himself and a couple other people.
Exactly, and he probably liked that on the internet too. He probably know my face from when I was just talking about Jacksonville. That's probably when he got hip to me. Like, nigga, that's cool too, but like, nobody give a fuck about that shit.
Okay. I got an interesting theory, guys. Or like something that crossed my mind. I want to know your thoughts on it.
Sure.
And since we brought up Kendrick, great segue. TDE, would we consider TDE, would you consider that to be a conscious rap label?
More conscious than a lot of rap labels.
Right. That's like on the more conscious side of
Who's
hip-hop.
denying that?
No. Let me formulate you feel me? I'm making a thesis here. Yeah. All right. It's kind of interesting to me that TDE don't really function with other conscious rappers that are from LA, and the other rappers that they tend to push outside of their own camp are more like on the other spectrum of hip hop. And if you look at like that Kendrick pop out thing, there was no other artists that were on a more lyrical, conscientious thing. It's almost like they're gatekeeping conscious hip hop in LA, and they want to control that entire market and not give a lot of other people that might have valid voices in that space a shot.
But if you're a label, you want to emphasize your guys, and you only want to bring other people in to the extent that they help with whatever it is that you're building, right?
Yeah.
Correct. But you also want to create an ecosystem that potentially brings more talent to want to feed that, system and help especially if you're pushing this line and agenda for
gangster. He's trying to get his money.
Betterment of the community. But like, I feel like they're more than that, because like TDE is a cultural staple.
The top dog.
Yeah.
Is a gangster. He try to get his money. Like, nigga, you gonna sign the TDE? I put it out. If I like you, like, nigga, I'm not going to get features and shit like that. Like, I'm not doing that unless it comes straight through. He might like to keep all the money. You don't know.
It just tripped me out too. Like Kendrick will do features like R.I.P. Fredo Santana. He hop on records with Gunplay. Hop on records with all these other dudes. But then when it comes to like, you don't want to rap with other fools from out here that are really rapping good and could actually, I don't know, fool.
But that's LA though, too, though. It's like you gotta factor in everything that comes with it. Like, where are they from or what do they do? You know what I mean? Like, LA is a very judgmental city. And they not about to just be dealing with everybody. It's just like that. It's like that out here, man.
Of course, but it
ain't cool, but it's like that.
I just thought that was something that should be a discussion that's worth having. You know what I mean?
To build on that, I was thinking about this the other day. The struggle between the Kendrick side and the Drake side. The Drake supporters, me, Akademiks, etc., it's like the Republicans. Everything is okay. The state of hip hop, just fine. The Kendrick side are the Democrats. No, we need progress. Hip hop is not where it should be. We need development. The state of affairs is not good, because Drake is representative of the state of affairs, and Kendrick, as popular as he is, kind of represents the incumbent forces that want to change what hip hop is. So I think really, like, when I look at it, it very much kind of mirrors the Trump and Kamala dynamic.
I never looked at it that way.
And I hate to say that Drake is Donald Trump in this dynamic, but it would appear to be so.
So you feel like the supporters of Drake are very like staunch on the hip hop's in a great place. This is where we need to be.
And from a to an extent, it's like we're saying that things are fine and that materialism is okay, bling is okay, pop records are okay, and the Kendrick side is really like epitomized by a sense that things need to change, that hip hop as it stands is not in a great place.
Yeah, well, he is like the disruption, you know what I mean, against like the status quo.
And Drake was messy. He was fucking with all the up and coming artists.
And King Akademiks is in our chat saying, "Tell Adam I said what up Akademiks." I'm gonna call this motherfucker. I want to know his thoughts on this dynamic. We might end up with like a 20-minute Akademiks rant.
5K out here,
but let's see what he's got to say about this, since this may tie in with
Bricc would be exposed.
Well, he may be on Do Not Disturb, but Akademiks, feel free to call in if you want. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about that a bit because I'm seeing something like La Russell had a tweet that actually I guess is probably worth pulling up right now so we can read it in full. But this tweet really.
Do you consider La Russell in the Kendrick lane?
I think that the sentiment that he's getting across with a tweet like, we're gonna find it quickly here, right? September 30th. Yeah, that's. Might have to go back a couple.
Or was it a tweet and delete?
Shit, it could have been a tweet and delete. I don't know, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, here we go. This was somewhat viral over the weekend. Saw a few people posting this. "We've allowed the bar to be on the floor for entry into our culture. You no longer have to do something great and be somebody special to get treated like such. They give an N-words who can't perform or make great songs the same awards as Michael Jackson has. How did we get here? When will we all agree that this shit ain't it, or we gonna keep pretending that we not hearing and seeing what's in front of us?"
What I read when I see that is he wants, because La Russell's strength, one of the best things about him
is performing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great performer. He actually raps. Like he does all these videos of him doing in-house performances and backyards and different locations, and that's like his whole thing. So that being emphasized would be of great benefit to him. I think there's truth to what he said as well. But if you're getting Grammys, you're like the Grammy Awards are not for best like live performance. The award is
exactly
the best record.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
because those records don't hit the same through the DSPs.
They don't.
You're doing YouTube. His content, his Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever content that he's shooting is outperforming the streams on the song, actually. So, yeah, it would be in a better state to him if they respected the performers a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's a lane for that. Just keep on throwing shows.
I think, because people always try to ask me that, like, why don't you focus on more holistic, positive things that are going on in hip hop? And from my perspective, it's like, listen, if there was an Odd Future coming out of LA right now, I would be all about trying to support and get behind it. If there was an Outcast coming out of LA right now, we would love to get behind it. The culture doesn't seem entirely interested in that. And I also have a theory that the cost of living in Southern California is so high that it's like, you're just unlikely to end up with a group like Odd Future that were really like pushing something that's artistically based and not likely to turn an immediate profit.
Well, there's this group called No Fun LA, and they're like a bunch of kids from all different places that came together, and they're kind of Odd Future-esque, but they also are like have different genres of music they combine into one, and they're fire. I think they recently, a year or so, got a deal with Dim Mak, Steve Aoki's label. They've been on tour with Atmosphere, so I think that's the closest thing right now we have in LA to a dope alternative movement that's gonna be big. So shouts to them.
Yeah, we definitely need to push that. I think that's why we need to spearhead the fun rapping scene.
Yeah,
there's not enough fun rapping going on.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like
we could be the change we want to see.
That's
in the
what
world.
I'm saying.
I like that.
I feel like people try, but it's like you gotta hold up to this tough. To be a LA rapper, the gangster rap is like heavy on the gangster, like no smiling, no dancing, no jokes, no nothing.
Well, yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
1,000, especially now, like especially the
With a dark voice like Draco.
I was gonna say the Draco influence made it so.
Yeah, for sure.
Like trying is lame.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
don't try.
Any
If we catch
effort.
you trying, you rapping too hard. He's a rapper.
That was the coolest thing about Draco too. Like when he was like, this guy does not even want to be at the video shoot. He's falling asleep. You feel me? He can barely keep his eyes open. But again, it's the same thing that everybody failed to realize before.
Akademiks.
Yo, I forgot I was watching the live stream like about 10 minutes behind, so I just seen you say that.
Hey, but what do you think of my assessment that the Drake side of the Republicans and the Kendrick side of the Democrats?
Hey, yo, I just seen that, and I'm like, yo, listen, man, no matter what they say about Adin, man, this is why I do watch you. Because you are logical. I actually agree with that wholeheartedly. That was a great. When you said it, I'm like, fuck, I wish I said that. No, but I'm going to tell you why you're right. Because, like, I mean, exactly what you expounded about, when it comes to like everybody who likes Kendrick, it's like, oh, it's more of like a Democrat. By the way, they frame everybody who supports Drake as like how they talk about Trump supporters. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you guys are nuts. You guys are supporting this other bullshit. It's like, you're completely right with that, even though, you know what I mean? I just don't think that's the same correlation, but it's exactly how people see the hip hop.
Yeah, and I think that the counter narrative to a lot of the sort of elitism that has come along with what Kendrick has been putting out there is basically like, y'all are idealists who want music that isn't inherently reacting with the people to be more popular than the music that actually is reacting with the people. Whereas if you're a Drake fan, you're just acknowledging like, yeah, all this shit that is really, apparently extremely popular with people, we think it is good. And we think that the fact that it is popular is enough of a reason for us to praise it.
For sure.
Even beyond our own personal opinions.
sure.
I'm going to tell you why a Kamala supporter is basically like a Kendrick fan. Because essentially, if you are excited, and there's a bunch of people excited for Kamala, right?
Right.
Not realizing that maybe she wasn't a president, but she was pretty much in office for the last 4 years. She had a position in the administration, right? And they feel something is going to change. Just like, I'm going to be honest with you, Kendrick dropped that last song that nobody remembers.
Bingo.
He's like, yo, we got to change hip hop. And this is going to happen. Here's the thing. Kendrick kind of says this every 4 years. It's changed. You know
Every
what I'm saying?
4 years.
Like, y'all really try to shit on Lush's point, but Lush was making a great point.
Thank you, Ak.
No, I'm serious. He was making a great point about, like maybe potentially Kendrick gatekeeping. Yo, so if Kendrick has the pop out, features, gangs this and third, and then on the next song he says, yo, people who is doing bullshit in the communities, he's kind of almost describing gangs. He's saying, we got to get those people out of there. He doesn't necessarily support what he represents, right? We don't see him feature with other conscious rappers that are maybe like in the realm of his, you know what I mean? If they don't have a name.
Yeah, where's the Russell feature? Where's the Russell feature, K-Dot?
No, I agree with that. I agree with that wholehearted. But again, this is the thing, and for everybody who likes Kamala, it's about the feeling of what they're saying that makes you feel good rather than actually believing things are going to change. Like right now, I think a lot of people support Kamala, but the thing is, she makes us feel good. I don't know if she's going to do anything that's going to make it good, right? Trump doesn't make us feel good, and those people who like Kendrick, it kind of reminds them of that, yo, we're going back to this culture where bars matter. Yo, bars matter. We're going to go to this ethical culture where drill music is out of here. Like, he's kind of almost talked about that. What's that line he has in the song? He says like pillow talking, causing like culture wars or neighborhood wars. And he was kind of almost talking about the culture, which is, hey, listen, music is a 360 view, whatever someone says in music, they go on an interview, they go on No Jumper, they talk about, but their life reflects that, and it's all like this 360 view of, if they're making drill music, something might happen in real life. He basically was saying, let's abolish it, except I don't think he's just blowing hot air.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Because he could be doing a lot more to like institute the type of rap scene that he is apparently advocating for.
Shit, he didn't pop out. He ain't helped nobody from the pop out as of late. We haven't seen nobody pop out with a Kendrick feature.
And if he were to put out a project and give a verse to any of those dudes who are up there, their career is all of a sudden like made off of that one
100%.
feature, and we don't really see that.
Matter of fact, we never even got that Not Like Us remix we were promised featuring LA rappers. What happened with that?
And by the way, have we ever seen a rapper who basically used, and again, when I'm saying use, I'm not saying like it's predatorial, but he used culture. He used traditions. He used, the togetherness and the collectiveness and the unity of even some of the gangs within LA to get to the spot. Obviously, he did his own thing with the song, and a lot of people say he won the beef. But here's the thing: he has zero pressure. Like even the guys in there, no one's like, "Yo, why you ain't tweet my album out? Yo, why you ain't just throw me up on the story? Why can't I?" Yo, there's zero requirements. Nothing.
No finger play.
Hip hop history.
Yeah.
Usually when you get to that spot where you have all the Infinity Stones, people start with what you didn't do for them, as opposed to, I don't need nothing from you. I've never seen I don't know if he feels it behind the scenes, like the handouts. Like, he's the only rapper I've never seen people expect handouts or expect him to repay any type of loyalty to.
Because it's such a blessing to even be associated with the name of this, bestowed presence of Kendrick Lamar.
But we've all seen that dynamic over the years, that when you're around an artist who's really, truly lit, people will be so thankful to even be in the same room as him. Like, most of those artists on Opium never got a Cardi feature, and they're so thankful regardless, because Cardi is so huge that they're just thankful as fuck to even be associated with him in any way, that they don't even hold him to the same standard that they would expect of like a normal human being.
Facts.
Where you got Lil Baby that features on all this artist shit.
Cardi's sharing the platform with them. Like, I'm telling you, if Kendrick now, I promise you, you guys have, there's so much different styles and sounds and pockets of like, LA, greater LA, or like Cali, that he could just like instantly make popular. Like, this is mainstream.
Yep.
Bro, he could snap a finger. This is like Thanos with all 5 Infinity Stones, and he's like, I'll wait till Super Bowl till my album drops. Like, nothing. Like, if you ask why, we haven't seen a little bit more progress on the West Coast, you got to blame Kendrick a little bit. But here's the thing. I keep calling hip-hop Jesus.
I was thinking about the Jesus thing too. They treat him like Jesus, right? Like, because, that's one thing I always say when I have an argument about religion, is I'll say, listen, in the Bible, it's full of all these examples of God making his presence so unbelievably obvious to people that of course they're going to believe in God. My entire lifetime, I've never seen anything that overtly made me believe that Jesus was real. And it's like but people who are Christians will say, you're expecting too much of Jesus if you think that he's just going to make it obvious to you that he exists. And people are like that with Kendrick too, where it's like, we feel like it would make sense for him to take part in some pretty obvious, like, examples or symbolic gestures to make it clear that he really wants hip hop to change in this way. And people think that he's so important that you can't even ask for the bare minimum from
Facts. Kendrick ain't getting nobody pregnant without fucking him, period. You feel me? Like,
hey, let me tell you this. I gotta give Kendrick credit, because Kendrick has somehow confused us and lied to us that he is the anti-industry. He's still the fight the power. I'm protesting in front of the police, stepping on people's necks. When in reality, I could make a point that Kendrick kind of seems like, in the large scheme of things, like he's part of the program. He just has the people's support. Like, I mean, the dude who usually has the talking points of Kendrick is the guy that gets none of the goddamn like opportunities. He's performing at the Super Bowl, right? He's performing at the Super Bowl. He's at every every Grammy Award for the last like 5 years. You have to realize the reason why even Drake stopped submitting his music because they would just give Kendrick a thing before the shit started. And Kendrick, you got like 3 this week. All right, come on, cool. So again, it's interesting how Kendrick has convinced us that he is anti-industry, while every industry facet that recognizes hip hop holds him up to a level and awards him and compliments him for being this like deity, like he's like God.
And that's the greatest trick that Kendrick ever played, was convincing the world that in order to be a Drake fan, you also had to basically be anti-progress, you have to be basically like pro-ignorance in hip hop. He's turned himself into a symbol of everything that is good in hip hop, while realistically doing and living very little of that.
Well, and that's the craziest part, is he's basically, like you said, the Trump Kamala comparison. Now, if you're a Trump supporter, you're a racist.
Yeah, so, exactly. It's the same exact trick. Yeah,
exactly. And
we've been watching the Republicans do that our whole lives, where it's like, oh, you support George W. Bush? Well, he's a hate monger, right? And it's like years have gone by, being a hate monger. It's kind of hard to justify that opinion. It's like you go back and you watch a video of George Bush, and you'll be like, why the fuck did we all believe that this guy was this racist nincompoop? And not only that, you as a supporter are now a racist, because it's not just he's a racist, now you are as a supporter.
Well, you could point to Bush, but we're not going to do that right now. That's a long conversation.
As I'm saying, man, I'm watching. Kendrick is giving a master class in how to co-opt culture. And once you've co-opted culture, to have them believe that you are leading them and you're operating in a way that, hey, you're like some holistic, I'm only doing it for the people. But I've said before, Jay-Z did the same thing. Jay-Z convinced us everything he was doing was for the culture. Then he just fucked around and became a billionaire overnight. He tells Jermaine Dupri, bro, I'm standing on the other side with Colin Kaepernick, until Jermaine Dupri says, all right, bet I won't do the deal with the NFL. Jay-Z swoops in, takes it. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts.
But at least though, we knew that Jay-Z was a hustler from day one, because he came in the game talking about selling birds, flipping work. We knew that he had a hustle and finesse.
I mean, Drake has always been pretty transparent about his desire to be the best, whereas Kendrick keeps his ambitions under wraps.
That's what I'm saying. Kendrick came in like with this whole holistic agenda, like you said. Yeah. Jay, we already knew he came. Reasonable Doubt, he sold more crack than any rapper in history, damn near, on that album. Yeah. So
I don't think this changes. I'm watching to see what's gonna happen, but again, I feel bad for the West Coast artists who probably, this is how great, again, Kendrick's just done a great job. They probably look like an asshole to even ask for a feature, because they know he's not going to give it. So you can't ask Jesus for shit. You got to wait till he gives you. You get what I'm saying? You remember back in the day, Meek and Dirk would be like, yo, fuck these niggas. They won't even tweet my album. Because rappers do feel like that. They expect shit. Except with Kendrick, it's like everyone has the patience of, you don't ask Kendrick for shit. He gives you when you are ready and you deserve it.
Wow. Yeah, imagine Absol snapping on Kendrick the way that Meek did to Wale when he didn't tweet his album.
Let's not say that Drake doesn't do the same thing, though. You can't ask Drake for shit. Well, you ready and you deserve it?
It's kind of true.
He just does more.
Yeah, he just does it more.
He fucks with more young artists. He fucks with more artists he doesn't have any real association with. But keep in mind,
to steal their style.
How many songs has Kendrick put out with what's his name? The motherfucker he signed, Baby Keem, versus working with other random ass artists from LA that he believes in. He chooses to save the sauce for his artists that he's profiting from.
And Keem's his family, right? That's his family member.
Yo, very unpopular opinion, and I'm gonna let you guys keep cooking because I'm watching y'all. Listen. Very unpopular opinion. Kendrick's whole thing with Drake was fueled by jealousy. Kendrick clearly wanted to be the man, which, by the way, right now, he is the man. This is what he always wanted. He wanted to be the guy who has the most, I'm not going to call it clout, but the number one rapper. And I do think if he drops an album now, he would outsell Drake if Drake dropped an album now. He never wanted to do the things that Drake did. Like Drake would find a new artist, hop on their collaborate, hop on their wave.
I can give him that.
Do things to kind of further his foothold in a lot of different communities, or it would increase his relevance. Kendrick has always just been on, I'm not compromising this woke shit. I'll do a few things, but not as much as him. And his whole battle was saying, Drake, you're biting culture by doing the things that it took you to get number one. But secretly, I felt from Control, he wanted to be number one. Okay, now you're number one. How do you play it? And this is what gonna tell the true character of Kendrick. And as I said, man, listen, there is no Jesus on earth currently. So over time, the people will see something. They will see something that reveals his true color. It might just take a while.
When you try to virtue signal, you're basically inviting everybody to come poke holes in this persona that you've invented for yourself. So I feel like with Kendrick's next project, it's just going to be like held to such a crazy bar because so many people are paying attention to it and expecting certain things from him. And it's going to be blatantly obvious if he doesn't deliver. The same way that last song having like basically no impact, the lack of impact stood out so much because of how gigantic Not Like Us was. And it's almost like everybody forgot how this is a guy who just has not made a lot of songs that sound like Not Like Us. So
that record was so unimpactful that it almost doesn't affect him because people don't even know it exists. Yeah. That's how bad it was.
It's good to remind everybody that Kendrick can make songs nobody cares about as well.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen
that shit he just dropped was
Kendrick says there's the superpower of Drake has been neutralized. I think Kendrick has a superpower right now. We just don't know if it exists if he's not battling or he's not beefing with Drake. Everything about Kendrick has the backdrop of good and evil. Yo, Drake is pop. He's this, guy who you have framed as a culture vulture. You're like the truest. Now, how do you create energy without having a villain? You get what I mean? Like you guys talked about it. I think it happened. It happened on No Jumper when you talked to Rainwater. Rainwater said, "Yo, a lot of these guys like they fall off after their op dies." Well, could Kendrick put like this, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers? Unless you were like maybe queer or trans yourself, you probably like. Well, no, I'm serious. Like you probably listen to the album and be like, "Yo, this nigga needs some therapy." Like yo, in reality. Could Kendrick take that energy, not make it about Drake? And by the way, I think his new thing is going to be, obviously he knows he can't make it about Drake because he's going to seem thirsty. Drake's not responding to him. He's going to just try this angle he tried on the last song. He's just trying to do a catchier version. Yo, I'm here to save the culture. He's doing what Nas did in 2000, I believe, 8. Hip hop is dead.
Yeah, he's right. I know I can be what I want to be. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
In reality, that angle never works. Hip hop goes forward. It never goes back. It's like when
trapping ain't dead.
In a rut talking about, yo, y'all got to stop sounding like Atlanta. Yo, we got to start sounding like the 90s again. That's what we're popping. No, y'all have to die off and let the new kids come, and you need a Pop Smoke. Music doesn't go back. Like, there's never a time to be like, yo, let's start rapping like the 70s again. No. A lot of this is based on forward progress, and if we're talking about forward progress, Kendrick is trying to revert the culture or trying to fool people by thinking that he could create a time that hip hop was like glorious and we could go back to it. It'll never get back there.
You can still talk conscious on a dope ass beat. Like, why not keep that same flow from Not Like Us or whatever and just talk about something else?
I think Kendrick wants his impact to be so severe that he'll basically like put out projects that sound nothing like the current sound of hip hop because he's trying to influence that as well. And if from that perspective, he's been basically ineffective.
I feel like he's doing what Eminem did. Eminem was like, I'm the only white boy. Any white boy that's even has an attempt to come up, I'm a diss him. I'm a squash him. Fuck Cage. Fuck Necro. He's gonna diss them. All of them trying to, and Kendrick's doing that with conscious rap. He don't want anyone besides him.
I'll throw you guys a topic before I get off. Okay. What the fuck did Kendrick do to convince J. Cole to switch sides? Because it's clear J. Cole is on. He's moving a little funny. I seen Drake like that video of Yuri and Millie Mall talking about, yo, J. Cole apparently, it looks like he's moving a lot different. I think Drake liked that for a reason. He unfollowed a bunch of people today. He still follows J. Cole, but I do think that J. Cole has played this very interesting, and I think Drake is in Turks right now. Like I talked to him like an hour ago. Like he's in Turks, like probably sipping like the little fucking fruity ass drink he normally drinks, and start thinking, these niggas really are my friends. He finally just got it. You don't follow these bitch ass niggas. He finally got it. I think he thought like they were really his friends. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, shit, when you think LeBron was gonna mean mug at the pop-out show because you have him tatted? Hell no. He's thinking this shit gonna be bumping every timeout at the Lakers game, and me and my son are gonna be, you know what I mean, crib walking. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think Drake is kind of trying to draw a line in the sand, but I think J. Cole is leaning towards the other side.
Yeah, it would appear that Kendrick's definitely pushing the line that J. Cole has been essentially pushing his whole career for sure.
Well, which is funny because J. Cole back in the day was supposed to have a project with Kendrick. Kendrick had more emotion, decided he ain't want to do that. Maybe J. Cole has a short memory.
All right, good talking to you, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, definitely, bro.
Appreciate you, G.
Peace out.
People say that we fucking don't have high level hip hop discussions on here. Get the fuck out of here.
Shit, I think ever since we crept back on that top 50 podcast list, we've had very, very in-depth analytical conversations about.
You're not getting that from a lot of these platforms out here. Let's be real.
I mean, I don't think they have the capacity or cultural knowledge to have conversations of that depth.
Well, it only makes sense for us to extrapolate from this and talk about the Adin Ross ban that was briefly implemented over this weekend.
That's wild.
It's been a little messy. Got a little messy there for a minute.
Yeah, it was a little messy.
Oh no, my boy AD got a lot of calls.
He got a lot of calls.
He's been getting lots of calls.
And I don't know. I mean, I put out a statement at one point where I basically said, these dudes ain't gonna do nothing, Adin Ross. You have nothing to worry about. And that was confused a little bit. People kind of took that as me saying that no gangsters in LA are capable of anything. I was talking about one-arm guy and one-foot guy. Let's be real. They were on stream at that moment. I was responding
you cop it, please, Dale.
I'm just being clear about it, that I don't want to be, because even I see
give me hell.
I see J3 in the comments saying he ain't talking about me. And it's like, okay, he's right. I wasn't talking about it. But the way I put it out there, it kind of seemed like I could have been talking about everybody. So
I don't see how people would discern that. I feel like there's way less ambiguity there than there was about your Bay Area statement.
And even that, like AD was happy to get on the phone with Adin Ross and kind of squash shit and just make it and get it over with, right? Meanwhile, you saw T-Rel and Smack were like complaining about AD being willing to quickly squash it, which is kind of funny because when I talked to Adin about it, Adin was like, I'm gonna be real with you, like AD seems like a good guy. These other dudes seem like fucking bozos. And I was like, honestly, in this situation, AD is trying to smooth shit over just because there is no reason for there to be some fucking weird beef between y'all. But then you saw how Smack and T-Rel were pissed off about the beef going away within a couple of days because to them, this is like a lifeline. They had like twice as many live viewers or whatever on Friday as they would normally have, I believe, as a result of the fact that they had something to talk about.
Smacky said he still need that apology. He said it's like it's not squashed with him.
Making it all about himself.
He said, you know, I'll be honest, I don't think that AD even did mean it in a bad way when he said the bodyguards get shot out here too. Yeah. I don't think he meant that in a threatening way.
He was saying it in the sense of like
made that in a threatening way.
But he was saying it in the sense of like you still want to be able to move around freely out here, Adin Ross. I know you're going to have your security with you, etc., but don't take things to the extent where people are going to really want to kill you, because the truth is that security guards can get popped. But I will say about that, 6ix9ine was a million times more offensive than Adin Ross has been, and we all saw the visual of 6ix9ine walking down Melrose with 8 fucking security guards all around him, and nothing really happened to him besides what, like Slim 400 yelling at him at the Complex Con thing. I mean, that was like the extent of crazy shit that happened to him while he was out here.
Well, I'm just glad that we didn't.
I thought he got into a fight at the airport or something.
That was very early on before I think he realized that he needed to be moving around the right way.
Yeah, that was the very end, I think, like when he was was about to dip, right?
No, I think that was
Or was
the
that when
beginning,
it was the
if I
beginning.
recall. Those were great times in the hip hop media. There's so much to talk about during that era. Yeah.
Very fun. Very fun. I don't think that he meant it, though, in a threatening way, like, hey, your bodyguard will get chipped if you come out here. But thank God him and FaZe Banks didn't have to, as Banks said, walk down Melrose butt naked. So I'm glad we avoided that happening. That was my biggest concern.
I don't think any real gangsters who are down to crash out were really all too upset about the Adin Ross situation. I think it was just streamers trying to hype it up and make it sound like it's
What
crazy.
was the situation altogether again?
It's because of top 5.
The order of events is kind of crazy. Yeah, it started with top 5, basically saying that, top 5 said that him and Drake were going to go and watch the Not Like Us video and take notes about every single person in the video. Now, having spoken to top 5 at length throughout all this, it's pretty clear to me that he's just saying whatever. And it's not like Drake
to get back in the media.
Yeah, I mean, Drake is not
backing
on the hook for all the shit that top 5 is talking about. And so when he said that, all these streamers, basically AD, Smack, and T-Raw, they all threw their 2 cents in there and got it all hyped up.
Oh, because they was in the video.
Well,
Yeah,
T-Raw and Smack were,
Yeah.
And I think also what's funny is this full top 5, obviously that's like Drake's, somebody that's affiliated with Drake's, but the way the media frames it is Drake's shooter is threatening.
Everybody's so happy to be like Kendrick's goons. Everybody from LA, when they say something about that beef and it gets clipped and it gets put on Twitter or whatever, it's Kendrick's goons say that any friend of Drake will die in the streets. And it's like, I've never seen so many grown men fucking giddy to be considered Kendrick's goons.
And Aiden jumped in where? That's what I didn't understand.
Because he's
like,
homies with top 5.
He was talking to him on stream. Yeah.
I'm homies with, everybody's homies with top 5.
Yeah,
right?
He talks to everybody. It's hard not to be homies with me. He's FaceTimed me like 10 times over the last couple of days. Yeah.
Top 5 interview coming.
He seemed kind of annoyed that me and like on Sunday, I was at the zoo all day, and Wack, I think, was at like a funeral of somebody from his girl's family or somebody she knew died. So he was at the funeral. And top 5 seemed like he was having a very hard time processing the fact that me and Wack both didn't want to get on Instagram Live because we had shit going on, which it was just hard for him to process that could possibly be where our heads were at on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Shout out to top 5. We're going to make it happen. But I had different shit going on at that moment.
Wack posted the text.
And then Wag, him and Wag are fully into it. Who knows what's going to happen with that? Is this okay?
This is bad.
I thought for sure it was going to be top 5. Yeah, this is bad.
This is bad.
Shout out to Flacco. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, ultimately, I'm glad that the piece was averted from the Figmunity world's beef with Adin Ross, one of the most treacherous.
That's why I put my story what I put in my story about like Adin being cool. Like, bro, I don't see what the problem is. Like, y'all getting on Adin because of top 5. Like, I know he probably had his 2 cents to say, but I was like, come on, bro. You know the kids say whatever on that damn stream. Bro.
I knew it was gonna get squashed a while ago as soon as I seen them on stream and Aiden's talking to his manager who like apparently is homies with AD.
Tab.
Yeah. So he's like, that's my friend. He didn't even mean it like that. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, this is nothing.
But really, what was going to happen regardless? Because I'm going to be real with you. There's only so many gang members who are down to really truly crash out about shit. And historically, how many times can you think of in which a member of the media, a streamer, etc., has been murdered for some shit that they said about somebody who's in the streets on a stream? Never mind murdered, maybe just like terrorized. It doesn't really happen. Let's be real. The dudes who are crashing out are the dudes who got problems with other dudes on the other side of town who killed his homie, etc. There's not too many people who are really invested in making sure that Adin Ross feels unsafe.
I mean, the only person I can even think of from the media that got killed to RIP was Zach.
Yeah, and it's just he was just wrong place, wrong time.
He was in the way.
Exact fluke situation.
Yeah.
But like, I can't even think of anyone else that anything remotely similar even happened.
Honestly, one of the most extreme situations I can think of is I know a dude named Drew who basically was at a bar in Williamsburg and one of Troy Ave's goons rolled up on him and smacked him across the face. This is like 10 years ago. And it's because he wrote a negative article about Troy Ave. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about a smack in the face. It's not, it's not the end of the world. Now, for a journalist from Vice, probably kind of felt like a big deal, but his life was not in danger. Yeah. And again, that's like one of the most intense situations I can think of involving like a gangster and a journalist. It just doesn't really happen too much. Let's be real. This isn't the fucking mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even like,
it's not cartel business. But the gangsters that he's beefing with are journalists also.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why it's weird now. Now we have gangster journalists, basically. Yeah. Things have changed.
It's over with.
Life's a trip, Colonel.
Life is a trip. So, okay, we talked about Josh and Slot Lord. We talked about Nardo Wick. I love deleting these things from the fucking...
They slot like us. They slot like us.
Pie.
It is so crazy when you think about the fact that fucking Josh has actually spent a lot of time around Potlord because he used to DJ for the No Jumper Live podcast for free. Never got paid. Was happy to do it out of the goodness of his heart, just trying to be down. And
brandy ass thing.
Because probably a lot of people think that it's like that Josh was like beefing with somebody that he was like, only had like little
minimal interactions
with, and it's not really the case.
Well, it all started with when Potlord got fired or whatever. He was basically like, fuck these fools. And you know what, Josh, fuck you. My house is bigger than yours. He started getting at him.
Wait. He flexing the bitch house too?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, it's half his.
Well, everything he's flexing is his girls. Even that gun's his girls, probably.
He has a gun?
They said he was reaching into his little blammy pack at the fucking weed convention. I don't know what kind of unhinged behavior that is.
He was clutching on Josh? I thought he would.
Hey, listen, I heard it said. I don't know exactly how true it was, but...
And then Josh still didn't budge.
Josh didn't give a fuck. I was thinking about that. Potlord is one of the least scared people I would ever be. Like, even if he had a gun out, I don't think I would break a sweat.
This what Josh said to Yuri was amazing. Like, you're probably pretty upset about this too.
We got to give Josh the W. We got to give it to him.
Wash.
Lord.
Shouts to Wash.
Josh, you're a bitch. That was my favorite part of the fucking, like, he waited till he was by Josh. If Josh would have socked her, he'd have been like, oh! I wish Josh would have just hit his ass because fucking Potlord was way up there when he said Josh was a bitch. He should have cracked him both.
I like that Yuri tried to get some divorce jokes off too. Like, bro, look at the state of your relationship. You are like internationally recognized as a bad boyfriend. You got Moist Critical making videos about the way you treat your girl. Josh may have gotten divorced, but we're all looking at your relationship like, holy fuck, how is this woman sticking around for this?
You got her, like, we think that you hold a gun to her head every night.
I believe that.
We all something along those lines.
She needs a wellness check. Someone needs to do a wellness check.
I mean, go look at her Instagram and go look at her most recent picture with her and Yuri, and it's just fucking straight up comments of like, you need to leave this man. He's an abuser. He's terrible. I mean, I don't think it would be the worst thing on earth if people were to place phone calls to the whoever investigates domestic violence. Yeah, there's clearly something wrong over there.
That picture looks like one of those pictures where like the kidnapped victim to send like, yeah, she's still alive,
but
she hasn't died yet.
That's part of why I was kind of like scared / impressed by the Adin Ross fans, because they were basically like doing a level of doxing that the No Jumper fan base doesn't seem concerned enough to do. Because I saw a lot of people's phone numbers and addresses being floated on Twitter that I was like, whoa, like,
well, there's hundreds of thousands of them too. Their chat is so deep. He has a lot
of like very serious friends. You want to? I think it's elephant time.
Scroll up.
Put that in there.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Yo, literally, like if someone slaps Yuri, lollipops are gonna fly out of his asshole. Like, you feel me? Like, like Sonic the Hedgehog rings.
Sweet pie.
How frustrating must this be for them to feel like they got a W and they like got one over on Josh, and then they're just being ridiculed by everybody, including all of the Fig Community dudes who he was looking at as his backup.
Yeah, that's what we thought he was proving something to. That's the crazy part. Like, oh, watch when the homies see this.
And all clowning.
And all the homies like, come on, clown.
Oh my God.
Like, he thought he was going to get his Ace Boy chain.
Yeah.
he was going to chain him. Imagine
He was gonna chain him.
He put the chain around.
He starts crying.
Chain me. When Snoop chained me, that's what they mad about.
Bro, now
The
we
West Coast legend.
We have to wait now to find out what was said on the Akademiks. So for people who don't know, Flacco went to New York and he had kind of told us that he was going to do some of this, but he brought like P Nice, Snoopy Badass. I don't exactly know who else, but like a lot of like no
I didn't know.
characters.
Wait, P Nice was there too.
P Nice was there. I don't think DW was there, but I might be wrong.
Was P Nice his like security? Is that Flacco security?
I don't know.
I say Flacco was with all the African blood.
No, Flacco's chilling.
I don't know exactly what the plan is there. Part of me is kind of wondering like, what is Akademiks going to say to Snoopy Badass? Like, what would they?
It's a brickathon.
What would they talk? Is he going to make him talk about Kendrick versus Drake the whole time? I don't know.
Dude, you don't think Snoopy just went out there on timing talking his shit? You don't just put a mic in front of that guy.
That's all you
You're
gotta
gonna say
do.
shit.
But I just wonder, Axe going to be like, so wait. Like, he's going to be like, so wait, your name is Snoopy Badass and you're from where? And you have problems with who? For what reason? Like, it's so much Snoopy lore that you have to kind of like digest in order to get to the heart of really what's going on with him. That
because he not gonna tell you like I snitched on the nigga, but I ain't really snitched on him. He gonna go all around that. Niggas just hate me blood because I'm just blood. You beat me, I would hate me too on blood.
on blood. I don't know.
I feel like but that's entertaining enough.
I know.
Like that's good. That's great. But then when we like peel back the onions of the lore, I feel like Snoopy Badass is the gift that keeps on giving.
But we had a moment like that when we were on Big Facts, which hasn't come out yet, and it's probably going to seem extremely dated by the time it comes out because we were talking about like Lil Wayne and Kendrick's like Super Bowl debacle. Like that was the day that came out.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that shit like it's the freshest news. Our
gonna give a nuanced take on
our
this.
narratives are going to seem so fucking old. But yeah.
Shout out to Big Facts, man.
No, that was a good time.
Yeah, nah, but yeah, it definitely it's a shell shocker in there. But I mean, they asked me a question and I answered it. That's all it is.
Yeah, but we were talking about some West Coast people, and they were mystified at who the fuck we were talking about. Which that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah,
but
their perception is a little bit not. People not from here, they might not know.
They like the person.
Yeah.
They're probably
the person used to live out there, used to record out there.
They probably pay attention to all kinds of shit going on in Atlanta that we wouldn't necessarily know about.
Of course.
So we start talking about G-Face and they're like, who?
Well, they also like a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of the rap legends from LA aren't even from here like that. You know what I mean? So people's whole perception.
It also was stated that they don't think that Adam would have his podcast in the A.
I feel like they kind of walked that back a little bit.
Yeah, no, we did. Yeah,
that was like the initial reason why we were having the conversation in the first place.
Because they were like, you would never get away with talking this shit over here. You get
there was
lined
another
up.
dude who said basically that that No Jumper or Vlad could never have been created in Atlanta because everybody has guns. And it didn't feel like they were really like siding with that perspective, since obviously they know that everybody got guns everywhere.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense
everybody
whatsoever.
got guns here too. I mean, in every state that you go to.
I think Atlanta would have actually maybe been an easier place to do it because of the industry and there's so many more cracking rappers out there. You came to LA and we're getting shit popping out here at a time when LA wasn't even a centralized location that people were checking for artists from. And most of the artists that you were fucking with at the beginning wasn't from here. They're all like from Florida. And
I know I was talking about that over the weekend to somebody. And I was like, think about how crazy it is that I started out interviewing SoundCloud rappers who realistically were not about shit. And then fast forward, in Baby Snaps and Alley, I'm fucking running around with the BDs and the GDs and the SGDs. Like, what did I do? If something were to happen to me, easiest documentary ever, because all you have to do is like show like the rabbit hole of going from SoundCloud rap deeper and deeper into the streets. I just got to make sure I never get officially put on. Anyway. That's the most important.
It all started when Lush dissed Skinny from the 9.
Yo, but somebody told me the other day, they told me that if I rap, people are going to start treating me like a rapper. There's going to be less of the understanding that I get as a media personality, which I thought was kind of an interesting point. Although the way that I rap, I feel like is not necessarily so serious that people would feel that way.
Well, like look at Buckingham. He's like a full on
chipped.
Yeah, like Buckingham's a full on drill. He got busted.
Yeah.
He got busted.
Did he get hit though?
So okay,
Skrilla.
My thing is, all right. So this is what happened. So Brandon Buckingham had the thing where he did the content with YBC Duel, and then YBC Duel gets killed the day after that video comes out. Then I think Brandon Buckingham went to India or some shit. He went, I think, probably intent on proving like I don't only have to do content about the trenches. So he goes and he does something that
made him go to India.
I think the other shit that he's done hasn't come out yet. But then after that, he goes to Chicago. Who's he link up with? Q50, who's alleged to have like 8 bodies. He's like Lil Jeff and Lil Scoom's best friend. And then he's also with Skrilla. Skrilla's out there doing his little Chicago tour. I think for the first time. And so they're all in the studio, and a clip did come out of Brandon Buckingham snorting some sort of powder. Now, I would think that Brandon Buckingham would probably be more likely to snort cocaine than a perk. But
it wasn't a perk.
Q50 and them are snorting perks. So I don't know exactly what he was doing in there, but either way,
this shit was white.
I think Q50 was probably on some hot shit. Like they're all posting shit like while they're still in the studio, I'm pretty sure. So then they leave the studio, and keep in mind, this Buddha G told me this is where her hood is at too. So she's saying like this is a crazy ass area. And I mean, it seemed like, I don't want to throw myself in this too much, but it seemed like risky road. Some dudes from over there are maybe not claiming it, but at the very least seeming like they had access to this information like way before other people did. But allegedly, Q50, Skrilla, Brandon Buckingham, et cetera, are all walking from the studio to their car or wherever they were staying at. They got sprayed up. I believe Skrilla may have been hit, although we have seen videos of him since then. So if he did get hit, he seems like he's fine.
Just a flesh wound.
But I don't think we've seen any content of Brandon Buckingham since then. I don't think he's tweeted. Please correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I don't think there's been anything on Instagram, which is kind of scary because that makes you feel like, holy shit, did he get hit? Like, and you've seen rumors. I've seen people saying, oh, he got hit in the neck. He got whatever. I mean, craziest fucking arc ever if he actually took a shell from this scenario.
Well, he did the joint with Duel, right?
Yeah.
And then he did.
Who he was also rapping with.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He really getting in the streets. You
He's
know?
on, like
and he chose sides.
Fools are dissing Opps on the record, all that shit. You feel me? Then he goes.
Mick Buckingham.
You feel me?
The Mick thing is about one of Duel's dead ops. Yeah.
Right. And then he made a whole other song called Internet Thugs, I think it's called, right?
Oh, that's where he was going to act. Yeah.
He dissing act, but you're not doing these type of records where you're. So I think that you'll still get the same liberty as you do as a podcaster and or media, enabling you to move a little bit.
You gotta be careful about what you say. End of the day, you know.
Of course, but that's the same thing. Like what you say on this podcast, you're going to be held accountable for.
He did a song with Big Troll Sad. What are you talking about?
Hard song, an anthem.
Big Op.
Okay. He's not your app, right? You guys are going
I'm just saying he's a big op out here.
All right. Yeah.
Nah.
Like you guys, it's not.
But okay,
we don't got no
if you're a member of the media and I'm going to give you 3 things. If you diss the dead, if you diss a hood, or if you're really being disrespectful to like actual active gang members, it don't matter if you're a rapper or a member of the media, you could definitely get smoked over that.
Of course, or even being friends with certain people, because then you become a trophy to them.
But I think you could be friends with people without nobody who's friends with Draco, who was like a non-gang member, non-stepper, ever felt worried that their friendship with Draco was going to become an issue, aside from maybe I don't want to be standing next to this guy if somebody were to pull up and start doing something, you know?
That's what I was about to say. That shit had nothing to do with YBC Duel, though. They didn't come busting that.
No, in Chicago?
They
no.
came and come put belt to ass.
I mean, there's a lot of people who want to kill Q50.
Yeah, Q50. That's what I was saying.
It don't be about nothing else.
He just was in the way. I don't think this is like, oh, I told you so about the bullshit, but it's like, stay your ass about them trenches.
You're hanging with the wrong crowd and you're around the wrong people. And number one, number two, you're trying to take these fools from the hood and put them in better situations. You took this kid, brought him out the hood and brought him to another hood where he got shot at.
But I mean, part of the appeal of Brandon Buckingham is the fact that he goes to all these treacherous ass hoods and he looks comfortable as fuck. He's getting drunk as shit. He outside. He don't got security. He's just acting like it's all good. And to be real, like most hoods you go to, it is mostly all good until you end up in a situation.
It's all bad.
Yeah, until
it's all bad.
Like, you know, I've been to the Bounty Hunters a couple of times. All good vibes. Because it's their hood, you know? So it's like
a fortress.
But you go to the fortress, you're going to be cool.
Yeah.
You walking down the street on a block where it's easy for somebody to just dip by and spray your ass up. Now we're talking about a totally different situation.
Yep. 1000%. And I don't think that.
That's what I was on with the Swifty vlog. I'm like, man, shit, we hit these coders on feet. Like, hold on.
We were kind of wilding for that one. Yes. Let's be real.
It turned out okay.
Well, I mean, the restaurant that we went to got firebombed that night. So, I mean,
I was on my security ass. That's back when YBG was just secure. Man, you ain't looking at the car. Nigga, you better look inside that motherfucker, man. Make sure you know who pulling up. This nigga is green lighted. Like, hold on.
Yo, I really got reminded of like how, like, because I always like kind of talk to people about going to Chicago and think about it and then it doesn't end up happening or whatever. But I heard about that Brandon Buckingham shit. And then one of the most lit channels on YouTube right now for like street shit is On the Couch TV. Shout out to them.
You gotta hit it like a bog, bro. It's some blood.
No, this was like the best weed, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to put it like a bog.
What do you mean?
What a ball. What do you mean by like,
bong?
Oh,
You gonna make it run.
I'm an expert.
we're gonna talk about YouTube soon. But I'm watching On the Couch
They have
TV
narratives now.
and fucking they're just like he's interviewing these fools on the street. Somebody slides by, pop, 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 pop. Like this fucking dude is lucky as shit that he didn't get hit in this scenario. So that's
Exactly.
1 week. I know about two different members of the media, two different YouTubers who basically either got hit or almost got
was
hit.
in the middle of a shootout.
I mean, bro, that's fucking crazy.
Chicago could wait a couple years.
I feel like they're telling me, like, hey, maybe chill. Maybe you don't need to be really going here. Or if you do, you need to be like hella on point.
And I don't think that I think Brandon's a good guy. I think his heart's in the right place. I
like his content. I got nothing to care.
Why don't we ever go vlog downtown Chicago with the gang members? Like, show us where you guys get away at.
Well, he's
When you got a bitch and shit. That's the downtown?
But
that was by the water and shit?
That was by the nicest part of the fucking
that was
shit.
That was like a I got
isolated incident.
Yo, this shit loud as fuck. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to take my hoodie off.
I'm high already. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's actually.
Oh,
fire.
don't take your shirt off.
Listen, I know you got feelings for me. We're gonna talk about that one.
You got feelings for me too, huh?
Yo, I keep writing bars where it's
We're
like
all gay.
I keep writing bars that like it's kind of like almost sort of making the joke that me and you are gay together, and I keep wondering if you're gonna let me say it on track. Because did I tell you I played my fucking big sad shit for I Swear Vezo?
And he was like, "Where's my verse?"
When I said the thing about Mechanicsville and transmissions, he made me turn the shit off. He was not stoked. Like, he was kind of fucking with it, and then we get to that, and he's just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, he's a pretty serious dude. You know.
That's crazy. We was on stream. I didn't even know they was in town. That's my boy.
Vezo, we know you don't sip green, bro. We know you don't sip green.
I was asking him about the state of the green, and he was open minded. He's like, hey, you know, who is it for me to hate on how people be getting fucked up? I don't know, man. He also said he was like off the lean in general.
Good.
I don't know.
I like that. He kicked the cup.
A lot of people have. I don't drink like that no more either. It's like occasional. Like it's like when I go out and everybody. Now I can't be around more than 2 lean drinkers without having a cup. If you got lean and you got lean, I have to. I'm a follower.
I feel like I've turned a corner where I see people drinking lean, and I'm so aware of what it would do to me that I'm not even tempted. When I was in the studio with Big Sad, I didn't even think about asking for some.
That's because you were trying to be a rapper.
Yeah, but I feel
Lean
like I
helps.
could be a pretty dope rapper if I was fucked up.
That
The
helps.
last time, no, not lean. When you just getting started, if you don't sip lean every day, that's not a perk, bro. It's like popping a Xan at the studio. Like, it's over with.
Yeah.
Shut that shit down.
I feel like I'd be rapping a lot more Draco-ish if I was
for sure
off the drink in the studio. I'd probably be like, it's 22. I would probably need somebody like whipping me, like keeping me going, because I'm probably going to want to take a nap.
You get you a chair and turn on auto-tune and just like sing that shit like
You Young Thug.
Yo, I mean,
that's when it comes out perfect off the Xan.
Dude, but that is what we should do at some point, is we should do like a 48-hour lock-in and make a project.
Fire. I'm so down.
For sure.
That'd be great.
And I will say this too.
You got to break a sleeping bag.
I have some friends that are, that don't get along with Big Sad's area and all that. You feel me? Or,
What you say?
You didn't bring that up in the studio, Lush.
oh no, but I did talk to them about your collab with Big Sad, and they were like fully supportive of you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
okay, well,
there's
that's
no
good.
pushback whatsoever. So,
What are they? They're
Leak it to the
Hispanics?
no, schoolies. Yeah.
Bro, Lena not knowing why. Lena telling me that my first bar was lame.
Yeah, but because she doesn't understand the dad joke theory. Like,
I told her that. Yeah, a lot of the advice that you guys have given me, I've
it
brought to
worked,
her.
right?
Yeah.
Because
I told her, this is just a bunch of dad jokes.
Yeah. Lena, you feel me? Should be on that T Swift and all that, so she's not privy to.
She's like, maybe next time you could put my name in a song in a nice way and not referring to me as a human bidet.
What do you mean?
Fuck
You
no.
said that you're a married man. That's
Right,
fucking.
yeah.
That's making it clear. Like I'm.
Tell her you're a rapper. Nobody talks good about their bitch in a rap.
Yeah,
Good point.
exactly.
But also, most
Unless
people don't
they're-
own like a business with their wife.
Oh,
who's like
well,
a very public figure.
It's actually very
That
different.
makes it even more gangster to the rap.
Usually
Yeah.
the wife is more of like a Riley. She's like
Yeah.
behind the scenes, punching bag,
Yeah.
etc.
Punching
Not literally a punching bag, but
But at the
It's open
end
to
of the
interpretation.
yeah. Bro, why did I somehow missed
day, this shit
that
gas.
torta usually infers overweight.
Oh, 100%.
You didn't know that?
That's what it.
Somehow I missed that, and I'm at Six Flags with
You're
Violet
a
Myers,
fucking
which
idiot,
was
dude. What?
going to Six Flags with Violet Myers was a bold idea because she, this is like an all Hispanic amusement park. And she's, I mean, not literally, but like damn near.
Like 90% though.
Not literally, but like largely.
No cap.
And Violet Myers is
No cap.
beyond lit in
Yeah.
the Hispanic community. She's like fucking like Taylor Swift going to like an all white amusement park in Nashville or some shit. Like
There's your.
she's beyond lit. And so I said to her, I'm like, you're really the top torta out here, huh?
Oh my God.
And she reacts like, what the, like, she's not like mad, but she's like kind of laughing, but she's kind of like, what the fuck? And like, it took me a couple of days to realize torta infers fat, which she's not fat, but she does have a giant fucking ass.
That's why you texted me that.
Yeah. Somehow I missed that there was like a fat implication.
It's a big ass sandwich. Like
It's literally. Yeah.
I just think of it as a good sandwich. It's just like a yummy sandwich. Like it's like you're hot, you taste good, you're yummy.
You thought you were like you thought you were giving like a cool little cultural compliment that she was gonna fuck with and shit.
And somebody else pointed out, like, you didn't just go there with Violet Myers. You went there with Violet Myers, Gina Valentina, and Lena the Plug. Like, even Lena being Armenian, it's like, okay, she's like G-Face. She could play both sides. Like, she kind of lit
They
there.
still run with that.
Yeah, you from Glendale, you make you
Gina
Mexican.
Valentina, bad as fuck, Hispanic of some sort. Violet's from the land, man. So she's like really the fucking young Edgar boys out here. They look at her like something to eat, man. It's bad.
Like a real torta.
I think that was one of the first ones when you said that she was coming on Plug Talk. I remember I was like, whoa.
I think
Violet.
Yeah, that was the one where I was like, okay, Adam.
I think
you're right.
even calling her a fucking burrito is bad. Like a torta burrito. All
that
that
actually
fat.
sounds significantly worse.
That sounds racist.
Yeah.
What's
That
something-
sounds racist.
What's something with
that's
like a nice shape
I
that
wasn't
they
even
can't
trying to
interpret
say
as
it like
fat?
that, but I was just saying another piece of food. But when I said it, I'm like, that sounds like if you called her the shell with the meat inside of it, now that's racist for sure. Like, nah, for sure.
Okay,
But like
what
burrito,
Hispanic food doesn't have the connotation of fat?
Spanish food, you could have been like, you look like pan dulce, you feel me? Like you look like
fucking
you look like
ceviche,
fucking candy,
bitch.
you feel me? Like ceviche is not good.
It's
You
no
know,
fat.
Yeah, but that shit stank. You feel me? If you don't want to like associate a bitch with anything
with fish.
You feel me? Like, yeah,
Shit,
don't-
shit.
yeah, we can't do it.
Agua fresca.
Yeah, there you go. Agua fresca. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
We also had Haley Davies with us, an Australian delicacy.
So you had like you
You're showing out. We had Ray Black, if you swing that way.
so you're just
Yo.
You got,
but you know why it's probably not that offensive to her to call her a torta because she's not.
yeah.
Like if she was like if there was any
She
ambiguity
was a
about
torta. If she would have had a little football there, you would have squabbled her.
yeah.
She would have took off for you. She like, what, nigga?
Damn. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't cross that line. So you guys, how are you guys doing?
Me and Bricc, we're good.
There was a
People
clip.
Like, think that we like don't fuck with each other. So, yeah.
There was a clip in which Lush was like, "Let me hit that."
Because he'll be having a weed.
And you were kind of like, "Hey, Lush, listen."
That was high.
Yeah, you were you were like mourning after the lean. You were like, "Listen, Lush, you ain't never rolling nothing up on 6-0 Crip. On SC, you don't ever bring no pack to the function. Why you always steady asking me to hit the blunt on 6-0?
Make me pass it to
On
him.
the
Every
dead
time I
homies.
roll up, he be like, I be like, all right, cool, because it's the homie. I'm not tripping off the weed. But it's like, nigga, you smoke.
Look,
Bring some fucking weed.
Here's the thing. He's right. So I can't really. I couldn't have really like push
His homies
back.
be giving us weed and shit.
Yeah,
But I'm
so-
like, roll the shit. Like, that's the hardest
Big
part
Rick,
of fucking
Big
weed.
Rick out here contributed.
Yeah, it's also
He
Rick.
giving us some dank weed.
So I feel like by proxy, because of
That's
the
cool,
space
we'll roll
packs,
this
because of
shit.
big,
Be like, give me the weed, let me roll it. I'd be like, all right, cool. You
bro,
wait till I roll and do the hard part. You want to hit the
You're
motherfucker.
a rolling Crip, so it makes sense for you to roll up.
I'm a rolling
like-
60, not no rolling loose leaf kid.
Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins
Hit
is
my
amazing.
Rollins.
I like that reference, but it's also a reference that probably almost 0%
That we
of
get.
Crips would get.
that we get, and that's
No
about it.
offense, but for the
Yeah,
most
'cause I
part,
don't even know who Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins is
let's take a look.
a
Henry
punk
Rollins.
rocker from a band called Black Flag.
Oh, Blue Flag.
Look at this guy. Look at that. That's a
Blue
good
Flag,
looking man
fool.
right there.
Henry Rollins, Blue Flag. That's what he said. That's
Henry
fi-
Rollins from Blue
Come on,
Flag,
Reddit, do your shit.
Bad merch idea.
Yeah.
The Black Flag logo, but it says
Blue Flag.
Blue Flag,
Yeah.
and then all of the bars are like blue fucking paisley handkerchief print. $1 million idea. Somebody's got to do that.
Henry Rollins coming soon. The
Fire.
Blue Flag crew.
Dude, one time I went to the Henry Rollins website and emailed
He's awesome.
and
This
asked
is what you talking about?
if he would like to come on No Jumper. I literally got a response in like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It was a very clear no.
he's not fucking.
But not from him, from the person who was manning this email account. But yeah, it's not happening.
Damn.
But he had a very legendary Joe Rogan appearance a few years back.
He's very unhinged, does not hold back, and is
Also has a great Nardwar interview where he basically tells Nardwar to get the fuck out and like basically just dismisses him. He goes, "Do you have any more questions?" Nardwar machine gun style reads all of the questions. And
Oh,
like,
this is the guy?
Yeah, and you know how good his fucking questions are? That like Henry Rollins like hearing them all in a row and realizing how unbelievably well researched this interview was. It's like he immediately kind of like relents and he's like, okay, let's keep going. Like fucking, he has respect. It's funny to see him pivot like that in real time.
no, he doesn't do that much. I forget who it was, but last time we talked about Nardwar, I wanted to bring it up, so I'll say it now. I think it was Laserdym. But somebody was recently interviewed by Nardwar and he Nardwar'd them. And it was like the most wholesome moment in history. Like, I think it was Laserdym brought him a book that had a photograph of Nardwar's mom on it from like back in the night. Nardwar's mom passed away or whatever a while ago.
You know what's crazy? Nardwar like did a little interview with me at Rolling Loud one time. And
Did he?
He gave me a Chromags record that I'd never even heard before.
Wow.
And he's like saying something about how I had a teacher who put me onto the Chromags, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, it's just completely like, I've never said it. I have no idea where he got that idea.
Is
I
not
remember getting into the Chromags when I was like maybe 21 and listening to him. Age of Quarrel, fucking unbelievable record. Might listen to it on the way home, but never. I don't think I ever had a teacher put me onto a band. Period.
I think he got confused. He got confused Chromags for Chromas.
Oh my god! Every time I talk to Top 5, he's bitching to me about me fucking with Chromas. That's his like dream fucking. Not torta, but whatever they fucking eat in Canada. I don't know.
That's a Canadian top ting right there.
She is for sure.
Top ting.
I still, bro, like when I see her on Instagram every time, I'm like, how are you this hot? And how are you doing so little to capitalize on it? Like, if I was her manager and she would just do whatever I said, I feel like I could make her so big.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of wasted potential
What
right
the
there.
fuck is she doing? I have no idea. That's not a diss. That's just my honest
She's
feeling.
probably in love with like a fucking mind fucker that won't let her reach her full potential.
Somebody's holding her
She's
back.
definitely got herself a Bricc baby, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't mind fuck the bitch. So
She's got herself a Yuri.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say. Is there a Yuri in her life?
I had a bitch out here trying to make $1 million. She'd be making millions fucking with Bricc baby, bitch. Whatever they say you need.
A lot of the baddest chicks you know are being held back by some motherfucker.
Insecurity.
Yeah.
Oh, so
100%.
often.
Jealousy.
So often.
100%.
Oh my God. And then they get out of their relationship, they start doing porn, and they bloom.
They just blossom.
They reach their potential. Rapid fire. Holy fuck. Can you believe that I had Darius McCrary, a.k.a. Eddie Winslow, Sydney Starr, who, by the way, they're in love. It's a whole thing. And Ray J, all together on the podcast.
That's an internet thing.
It was insane. It was like the craziest fucking
I'm
shit
saying,
ever.
do you feel like it was real love?
He doesn't seem like he's in the best place mentally. I think it might be fair to say from watching that interview. And it feels like she's kind of jumped in and she's making what she can out of his
he's down
state.
off the fentanyl. He's off fentanyl and she's capitalizing. It's fucked up.
He had an interview clip
fucked up.
where he said enthusiastically, I love cocaine.
Yeah,
He told me during the interview that he does not do cocaine.
Yeah, right.
But they were partying for sure.
He's had some really unhinged interview appearances over the past. This is not like a
Really?
new thing. Yeah, for the past like several years. I want to say Vlad.
Okay, Vlad had him on 4 years ago. By the way, that interview only has 14K so far. I'm shocked. Some of those clips need to start going viral because that is one of the craziest interviews I've ever done.
Yeah.
But I watched a Vlad interview from like 4 or 5 years ago with him, and he seemed like he's in a totally fine place. But this,
No, I could already tell that there was like the fact that he was even doing that when actors start going. It's not a good sign. That's not part of your trajectory. Like actors don't need to do like expose media tell-alls. That's like.
but I feel like it's pretty normal at this point.
It is, but
A lot of big actors have like podcasts and shit. Like you don't need to be like Playboy Cardi mysterious in order to
Welcome,
be
Kevin
acting.
Hart. Kevin Hart has a podcast now.
He does, yeah.
Again, I feel like there's a lot of cultural changes even in the past 4 years, like since the COVID era began to right now. As popular as podcasting was, now it's normalized on another level.
Yeah, but so many of these podcasts are like not doing fucking numbers at all.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
You can't watch all of them.
like a lot of like pretty famous people too. Like you know the Your Mom's House network or whatever. Like they've taken a lot of chances in terms of like giving podcasts to people who, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have expected, like Danny Brown. I was looking at the numbers. It doesn't seem like his is really like.
It's a dope podcast, so that's a cool part. It's actually a really dope podcast.
Okay, I've yet to actually check it out, to be totally real. But and then they gave a
neither. I've
podcast
seen
to
the clips.
the Sopranos kids.
Yep.
That shit doesn't seem like it's doing that great. It's like I feel like the model of like famous person doing a podcast just gonna be a fucking smash hit. Very much in question.
I wouldn't have even been aware of the Soprano Kids podcast until Howie Mandel went on there and just had a super awkward appearance.
Me too. And it's always like that. You don't even know a podcast exists until something horrible happens, you know?
Well, that's like the new way to that's the new media way to roll it out.
Because you're a
almost.
too lazy to try head.
I do fucking too lazy to try.
suck to that shit.
Podcast cringe, comedy enforcement. I watch
all those assholes.
There's like, it's low key more entertaining than sifting through. And I think that's one of the main reasons why we're seeing dwindling views on the actual main uploads because so many people are like, shit, we're gonna see the best part on the most salacious clip and all these Instagram reels or comedy enforcement and them fools.
And I know you watched the video that somebody did about fucking David Lucas.
Yeah, of course.
My boy David Lucas, who I interviewed a while back, but
He's
holy
funny.
shit. But okay, there's like a dude who did a video shitting on his comedy special that has like many more views than the actual comedy special, which really says a lot about the human psyche and the appetite for just destroying somebody, that so many more people, myself included, realistically, I probably would just cut to the chase and just watch the video tearing it apart. Like,
there you go.
You know, like I have like a desire to be a good person and actually watch the main thing to make sure I'm not being misled by the propaganda. But realistically, just skipping to the propaganda is a lot more effective.
1,000%, especially
Always.
I'm just as bad
That's
as
where we
everybody
get
else.
the fucked up reactions from. That's where when we react to whatever the fuck we see, we only react to the clip. And we have that in our mind. So it's like this conception we have of this person is that. Then you see the whole thing. Like,
100,000%.
I already said something, so fuck it.
And even like there could be a whole podcast and I could say, let's say there's a clip that Fig Community winds up reacting to something I said about them. They don't see the first 45 minutes where I mentioned them in a good way multiple times, but that one time you say something bad, boom, that's the clip. And then that gets reacted to. So all that other shit is essentially irrelevant.
And I'm on board with that because I watch, like, people always accuse me of watching all their shit. I almost have never watched their shit.
Ever.
It's just that there's, from the Reddit to the stories / like feed posts from like various fan accounts, you actually don't have to watch the full thing. Watching the full thing is like exclusively the territory of like hardcore fans for any podcast. And so you end up with the incentives changing because now it's like the value of being a lol cow is so much less. Because like when the clip goes crazy of Yuri being verbally abusive to his ex-girlfriend or to his girlfriend, it's like that doesn't really benefit him that much. He might have seen like a slight uptick in viewers or whatever, but that doesn't really like do much. Like even Suspect beating the fuck out of the dude. Well, it goes super viral, but it doesn't really do that much for the podcast as a whole because everybody knows that's not something that's going to consistently happen. Now it would make people discover it, but your content needs to be good enough in order to have people stick around. You know,
for sure.
The locale thing is interesting because also, let's say you're Yuri getting humiliated on camera and you're wearing like a shirt from some streetwear brand that gave it to you. Does that brand want to be associated like with a JCat getting fucking marked out? No. You know what I mean? And I even know like embarrassing moments that I've had on podcasts where I'm wearing certain brands from, and I'm like, I don't even want to send it to them. Like, this is what you're now affiliated, like Lush One Chokes in Freestyle, wearing like this guy's shirt. Like, yeah, I'm sure he's going to want to post that on the fucking website.
For sure.
Like,
But if you were fly while you were choking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know, pause,
That's the ultimate nightmare, though, is that you rock somebody's clothes and then you fucking do something whack and they just like disown you.
Yeah, exactly.
But people don't usually do that, though.
A lot of people like starting to see more robberies in like Hellstar and
Oh yeah, no, that's not even a surprise. Like if they do a gang indictment, for sure, at least one of those 20 people has got some Hellstar on.
When I see Hellstar,
it's like a uniform.
I literally, when I see a Hellstar shirt, my first thought now is janky, like janky, like somebody he on some shit.
Backdoor
janky, yeah.
Especially a whole Hellstar outfit, like they stole that from the factory.
Especially fake Hellstar.
No need for fake. They got all the fucking Hellstar in the street right now.
You know about the
factory,
the theft from the warehouse allegedly?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Hellstar in LA right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a very Hellstar is our boys.
There's an awful lot of. I love the clothes. No, I love the clothes.
I don't want to encourage that.
It was a break-in, and they got like what they say, like 1 million plus in merchandise.
Well, but allegedly that's partially responsible for quite a bit of the Kwani arc. The Kwani tried to stand up business for Hellstar, and then didn't go well.
Everybody was tripping.
Well, I think certain people were like associated with people who actually took the shit.
I know exactly what's going on, but that's why I'm like, oh, that's how everybody started hating him though.
I feel like that was a pivotal moment.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that so much could happen. It doesn't have to be over a girl. It doesn't have to be over somebody getting killed. It could be about stealing some Hellstar.
I mean,
it's 2024.
Honestly, like I feel like that's more of a reason for there to be beef than over a bitch. Let's keep it a stack.
Yeah. Over the free box from Hellstar is crazy.
Yo, and
I'm not getting in nobody beef over them clothes.
Nah.
And the Hellstar hits different when everybody in the whole neighborhood's rocking. Everybody got it on. But there are a few music videos where I'm like, there's so many people rocking the same design that I'm like, okay, you're trying to tell me that this is the item, right?
Yeah.
Bro, all I know is if I see a group of dudes and one or more of them has any Hellstar item on, I'm like, the eagle has like just abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Nah, but I mean, they come out with some new designs. I know they trying to bounce back, but they still be cool. But that was,
It's
I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk.
They do have the cool.
But it's some crazy shit.
I'm just waiting for a YouTuber to figure it all out, put it together.
Then you can talk about.
Because I don't even know. I just like hear little pieces of it. You know.
I think I was telling Remo. Well, me and Remo both know what happened.
Yeah.
Remo knows things before they happen.
Remo is the drill whisperer for sure. He knows who's getting popped before they get popped.
Like they say they supposed to be sliding tomorrow. Seen it on the live.
Remo's got everybody's location.
3 p.m.
I want to put a bar in every song about Remo being a cop, but I feel like he'll get mad at me.
That's a good idea. I think Remo just has the Chief Keef hologram appear and just tell him things before they happen.
Gotta hop in the pool when you have a conversation with Remo.
Yeah. No wires, baby.
I like that. Oh shit. Yeah, Remo's pissed. What else we got? 16ShotEm put out a fucking diss.
He did.
About No Jumper, I guess. I feel like
that thing is trash.
It was mainly like
I didn't even see it.
I feel like he just like Flacco and kind of Bricc a little bit.
Yeah. I seen that clip.
I think I caught a little bit of it, but it's just I don't know. It feels like just about as cool as the Skinny from the 9/King Yella No Jumper diss.
That shit was a little better. I
damn, y'all really jumped out the window.
Not Skinny and them shit way better.
It was better.
Clips that I saw of the 16 shit. I ain't fucking with Skinny.
No, like
Skinny
first,
and them had energy.
That beat that Skinny Yella rapped on had no business being that good. Like, I was like, you guys are making way too good of a song about us right now. Like, trust me, it's not worth it. It was hard though.
I feel like when you put out something like that and you just get like so little of a reaction. What is this? I thought DJU posted this today. They fucking posted. How do I skip forward? Where's the button? Oh, it's just one. Never mind. Damn, he posted like a whole thing going in on fucking 16ShotEm today, but maybe he took it down. Or maybe it's on his community tab.
They talk already.
Nope.
Maybe he never
tweet and delete.
They still on the Skinnies like that?
Criticizing his pants?
That couple still dressed like... I'm weak.
Tight,
yeah, so that was damn. See, okay. Look, there's even a link. The link is not active.
No, you know I think he's seen a gang of comments that were like Flacco's is better, Flacco, and he probably was like,
interesting. Yeah, I don't think anyone was too concerned or impressed, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
I never had a problem with 16.
I don't even know why, because I was standing next to Flacco hyping him up when he said 16. I wasn't agreeing with that nigga. I just was in a music video.
We didn't even really heard it before then.
I didn't even tell nobody. Like, I didn't say anything about not telling nobody. I never even said no this bar to 16 or nothing. He like, I be switching up. Like,
Bro, it's a no jumper cipher. We're on the fucking roof with our shirts off. Fucking Adam's rapping about fucking trannies. Like
what the fuck? I was hyping that too. Like, what the fuck are we talking?
Yeah, we're having the time of our lives. It's just fun, fool. Like, it's crazy. We didn't realize that our reign at the top was gonna be as impactful as it was. But,
I know, right?
You know,
I knew
we got motion in this rap game.
I knew everybody was dropping a rap song after that.
Oh yeah, for sure. We opened the door for that.
Yeah. I knew everybody was going crazy.
Hey man, we creating marketplaces for all y'all.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had done it. We just like did it way better. And I became a rapper as a result.
Full time.
Exactly.
Full time. Well, I just talk about it a lot for the most part.
How about the weekend where he's sending beats to me, trying to make sure that we good to go?
Who?
You.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
That's rapper time.
How about me for the first time going to the information tab on a song on Apple Music and finding the producers and then searching for their Instagram, and one of their Instagrams was deleted and I had to fucking hit up the other one and he sent me a beat pack. I got 10 beats. I'm sitting there listening to the beats, trying to imagine myself flowing on the beat.
Yeah, rapper.
Dude, Vezo seemed a little stressed about me becoming a rapper.
I think he felt the pressure.
I think he feels
felt
it.
the pressure. And you know what? I think when this next joint come out and they really hear like my boy accidentally hit pockets. He wasn't even trying to. He hit pockets. Y'all are gonna see some shit. You feel me? Like,
I mean, you can't stop greatness, right?
It's gonna be what it is. Like,
bro, we're doing our collab this week.
Yeah, it's cracking
On a Chucky Whack'em type beat.
come on.
Fucking
Come on, bro.
evil drill.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Evil drill is my genre of choice.
I like the more recent Chirac wave of the instrumentals just being more cinematic and fucking foreboding. I like where they're at right now.
You told me those are harder to rap over when they're
They
super
definitely are.
spacey and shit.
They are. Like the whole cadence that drill rappers have adopted in Chicago, which I'm tracing a lot of it back to Herbo. I feel like Herbo influenced a lot of it's like they'll damn near won't even rhyme till the second bar, and then they'll rhyme it with the fourth bar. It's weird. It's like, and then you know what I'm saying? Like that whole bop is completely, you know what I'm saying? Like
That was the best thing ever.
it's a completely it made sense to me. It made sense to me.
I understood.
Just a meme waiting to happen.
I can't wait. No, someone needs to turn that into a song. That's a hook right there. I threw in the phoneme. I figured the phoneme.
Yeah, you said phoneme though. Yeah, that's how you said phoneme. So that shot.
Dude, look at somehow in the notes for this show. This is super fucking funny. It says, where is it?
We got free Dodie 6.
Look at Boosie links with house phone. I'm like, what?
Yo,
Boosie links up with Yo Gotti.
What the fuck?
I was so like, what the fuck is house phone and Boosie doing together? And then I click it, and it's like this bait and switch of like him hooking up with somebody that would be way more normal.
Yeah,
I don't know where the fuck that came from.
You got it. I'm not even gonna say that. Shout out house phone, man.
Phone's my dude.
Strange typo. Like, how do you type Yo Gotti and it turns into house phone?
Listen, I don't understand what I mean, everybody can't take sides. If you in the industry, you can't take sides with the Dolphin Yo Gotti shit. Like,
it ain't your local politics. If you're not involved, stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah, like,
but that is the narrative. If I fucking for some reason ran into Yo Gotti and took a picture with him, it would be like Adam
support
being a dick to Dolph or some shit. Like, it's my fucking business, whatever they got going on. I'm a non-participant. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all got it going on. Leave me out of it.
Well, people you don't even have to take a picture. You could give somebody props or make a reference. And
exactly.
I remember on the No Jumper pod, when I first was on there around that time, like some conversation led to me saying 400 because it was like applicable at the moment. And then hella fools are on my inbox like, how you as such a supporter of Draco, how could you ever say that or do? I'm like, bro, like, obviously it's not that serious. I wasn't like, you know what I mean? But that's how serious people take that shit. So yeah, if you took a picture with Gotti, of course, there are going to be a lot of dolphin emojis in the comments.
I was on the phone with Quando Rondo one time in the car with my son and my daughter. And my daughter like, who is that? She's like, Quando Rondo, like, get off the phone with him. He killed King Von. Fuck Quando. Like, I don't like him. Like, she was cussing and all that. She's 10 now. She was like 8. I'm like, bro, I hung up. I'm like, don't never get in my conversation like
Wait,
that. Like,
she's 8 and she knows about that?
What?
The kids love young boy.
Bro, if my kid is 8 and knows about shit like that, my girl's gonna be so mad at me.
Yo.
Oh my God.
You too.
But I mean, like,
her brother is like a year older and he's like a hip hop head.
Bro, I was for sure slapping like gangster rap at 8 years old. 100%. NWA was in rotation.
I'm like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I think about it, I was listening to everything that was on the radio at like 8 or 9, and that included NWA.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and fucked up like metal music with cuss words and all that. Like,
and really being like 8 years old, your brain is too malleable to understand the political context of fuck the police.
yeah.
Like, that's not really ideal for your development. I think at 8, you're just not like sophisticated enough to understand.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like, but the thing is, it went from that kind of gave me another option because when you're 8, at first you're kind of like the cops are cool, and you're like, they're, you know, they have guns, they shut shit down, cops and robbers, you know, all these games you play when you're a little kid and all that. And then all of a sudden,
Cops and robbers, I was never the cop.
hey,
To be a cop was considered a joke. I'm the same little nigga taught your brother to smoke.
You feel
Hey,
me? You feel
Gucci.
me?
Who's that?
That's Gucci.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a picture of when I was 10 years old. My Halloween costume was pretty fucking crazy.
What was it?
I was a gangbanger.
Did you do blackface?
No, but I had a. This is like 1990 or whatever, 91, 92. So I had like I had a White Sox hat. I had a Raiders jacket, and I thought
you was boys in the hood.
Yeah, and I had a Uzi. Remember, we used to have the toy guns that really look like guns. And I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "I'm a gangbanger." And my parents were really unhappy. But there's this group picture.
I'm a gangbanger.
Yeah, I'm a gangbanger. Oh, you a gang member? There's a group picture of me and like everyone else are like goblins and devils and ghouls, and
I want to just come in,
and I'm Easy.
Is there anything disrespectful about me coming in just like a khaki suit, like a straight like Easy E fit?
Why would that be disrespectful?
Khaki colored.
It's just weird. It's just like, what are you doing, Adam? Like, why?
It's like a fashion statement at this point. The amount of people that
you wear cough syrup, it's the same shit.
Yeah,
like if you had a cough syrup,
that's a modern reference. Would it be a problem? That's modern.
So if you take the paint off, what's the difference between the outfit?
Don't do dumb like that. But
no, I'm saying it's the same statement.
Right. Essentially.
That I'm a hip hop fan?
Yeah.
No, the fucking khaki jumpsuit is more like I am a gang member.
No, it's not. It is. But
when
like,
Snoopy Badass wears it, you're taking it as like, oh, he's a pure classic style gang member. It's a reference to an era gone by.
I've definitely seen a white boy in an all black diggy suit with the black thermo, the black ACGs when I was back on like in
well, now you're like adding a bunch of different
like
East Coast, like Baltimore shit.
Nah, I'm talking about like Chucks, like everything.
He want to look like Mac 10. Can he dress like Mac 10?
I mean,
that's what he's asking.
But
it's just like a costume. It's actually too close to Halloween that everybody would be like, wow, you had a Halloween party?
That's what I said.
Yeah, for sure.
People are going to think you're doing like West Coast rap cosplay.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the Renaissance Fair.
You know what I was thinking about? Because there was a clip of ASAP Bari, aka Young Lord, doing an interview, and he's wearing an old school ICP shirt. So I DM it to Shaggy 2 Dope, as you do, and I tell him, I'm trying to like kind of explain to him, since I'm kind of assuming that he probably doesn't know that much about ASAP Bari, I'm like, that dude's like a big deal in fashion. So him rocking your shit is pretty fucking dope.
Whoop, whoop.
And so me and Shaggy 2 Dope are briefly having a conversation about fashion and shit. And I'm thinking about how weird it is that some dudes that we know, black dudes, white dudes, whatever, cultivate this aura around themselves as fashion dudes. Now we're all wearing clothes. And realistically, a lot of us are wearing, different outfits every time we're on the podcast, taking fit pics, rocking different colored shoes, etc. But like some dudes somehow cultivate that fashion mystique and they get to be a fashion guy.
Well, like that was the whole point of like ASAP Rocky and the whole ASAP mob. That was
they were fashion guys for sure. Their aura was maxed out.
I've seen interviews with ASAP Rocky where he references events that happened 5 years ago where he could, and I remember Ferg was wearing the Tommy Hilfiger pullover. He remembers
it's the most important thing in the world. Where it's like, and he had the Margielas, and nobody on the block in Harlem had the Margielas, and they just like apply a level of meaning to fashion that is so beyond anything that I've been used to throughout my life. Ian Connor is the fucking definition of it.
But that's also Harlem as fuck. That epitomizes like Harlem street culture. Like they
started everything.
Yeah, they've been on that.
They've been on that. Like you let them like fashion. No, for a while, New York fashion was definitely
Jeff Hamilton, Dapper Dan, New York ahead of the curve. They look like, let's keep it a stack. They more fashion forward.
Fabulous, Jewels, everybody. Jim.
There's a reason why them European brands that says Milan, London, Paris, New York. You feel me? Like there's a Tokyo.
Who in LA rap history have you thought of as being like prized for their fashion sense?
A lot of people.
YG.
Fuck no. The only person I ever heard say YG.
He wears weird fashion shit.
The only person
he's in fashion shows.
Yo. The only person I ever fucking heard say that YG was a dope dresser has use of one of his hands. You feel me? Like literally, that was the first time I ever heard anybody say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I never heard.
And I ain't even trying to hate on him.
I'm not either.
Everybody hates on the way he dresses.
But
he's putting himself out there, like in a very closed-minded hip hop space.
And he does have his own swag. You will see people out that try that shit out too. Like, when the flutters with the okay, I get it.
To me, the most fashionable thing he did was when Born and Raised collabed with him and shit. And like that was like, okay, like they were like super cutting edge at that time, especially and all that. Okay.
You think of like a Thug or a Gunner, etc.
Yes, they're icons.
But they're fashion dudes in the sense of like it's just all designer. It's not really like they're not really going beyond that, right?
Not necessarily, but the thing is, look, like let's be honest.
Well, okay, I think
kinda.
But on the record.
You're not 100% wrong. But let's be honest. Like,
I just think of New York as being much more streetwear, and that's a completely different flavor. They mix the designer and the streetwear more. But I feel like I'm probably missing a lot of examples of Atlanta.
They gave us the tip. They gave everybody the template, like the designer with the streetwear, like mix it up. You know what I mean? Like because everybody does that, even Atlanta, LA. You know what I mean? But they gave us the template on that shit because a lot of people was going strictly this and strictly that. You know what I mean?
Like what the New York dudes like Rocky and them, they were putting us up on brands that we had never heard of. Not just typical designer shit. He was the first person talking about Raf Simons, Rick Owens, Jeremy Scott. No one had ever heard of that shit. Fools weren't wearing Alexander Wang and shit like that. Fools weren't really high-end cutting. Fools didn't know what acne jeans are. Fools didn't know about any of that shit until Rocky and them. Thug and all them, they popularized, mainstreamed Versace, because remember for a long time
Thug didn't do Versace.
No. Migos for sure are responsible. But he was a part of like that wave of
have to be bold to come out and all Versace back.
But look right here, DC5 owner said people wanted to spend a bag just to look like Draco. Interesting point. Draco, part of his mystique was very much rooted in the fashion shit. He talked about it a lot. He was clearly like passionate about having mad clothes and shit.
He was what?
Yeah.
I can't name too many people that was just on with the fashion in LA.
Oh, in LA we talking?
Like an LA rapper, like
that's super cutting
everybody
edge
comes
fashion.
out was like a Dickie suit type dude. It wasn't cool to come out and be.
There's gonna be dudes from LA who make videos like defending their fashion sense and like telling us that we're a bunch of bitches for not recognizing their contribution to fashion.
But it's like new rappers like, okay, Bino had some type of different shit that he used to dress in. Then you got like Kalen But they ain't just like
Bro,
popping out. You got
it wasn't
Kayla,
even cool to wear grills in LA or have diamonds. People used to talk shit about all that. Like, let's be honest, Draco is by far the flyest LA rapper probably of all time, and definitely for this entire era set off how everybody want to dress and look like.
Kendrick did that pop out in a plain red hoodie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it was always like to not wear designer, to wear pro clubs and like he said, like that was always
like that's the thing. Like you know what I mean? In LA we wear Chucks, not Bally's.
Right.
They point out, okay, Tyler the Creator, good point.
But that's all. But that's from Tyler came out the same time ASAP did and all that, and I you know. He was like influential with fashion.
Yo,
but
why does Maxwell Cream have the unlimited Tyler the Creator feature pass?
That's his boy from
every
way back.
project.
Yeah.
I like
another one.
I like their new one too, and it's got like I like how when Tyler embraces his Pharrell like old Neptunes production side, I felt like he really leaned into it with that hook and that beat, and him and Maxo are actually fire together. So I'm here for it. There's not too many rappers that are that popular where I actually will listen to their songs. I get kind of not on some like I just don't really find myself as into it. But Tyler actually still got blaps.
I'm so out of touch with whatever the fuck Tyler's doing. I ain't
So do you guys like look at the Rap Caviar every Friday? Like I'm just gonna give it a listen.
Sometimes like I'm such a fucking retard when it comes to because I'm not a Spotify guy. I'm an Apple Music guy, and I'm such a retard at finding the playlists. Like for some reason my brain never goes there. I always just think of some random thing
and type it in
and just listen to it. But then sometimes I'll go listen to that playlist and I get a lot of fucking ideas for shit to talk about on the podcast, people that I want to interview, because they actually, those playlists, some of them actually have like forward thinking taste and they're actually putting you on to like new shit that you don't know about and everything. But I'm very bad at keeping up on it, even though I totally should.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that those playlists are pretty much curated for people that don't know anything about music and have no mind of their own and are kind of put together. It's not even like the type of shit that you guys are into. You probably wouldn't even want to listen to those playlists.
It's like it's pay to play. I'm just saying, like, oh no, these people about to drop this week. It don't matter what platform you listen to or what playlist you listen to. Yeah. I'm saying, do you like, oh, these people about to drop? Is that how you find out who's dropping?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like release radar.
Yeah,
like
because it's like, oh, this dude just dropped. Like, bro, I can't pay attention to every nigga Instagram. It's like people are clicking the link as soon as it drops. It's like,
I'm so bad at listening to people's new projects. It is so shameful how quick I will watch a 30-minute YouTube video tearing apart some random comedian, and I won't listen to an album that some fucking rap superstar just spent 3 years putting together.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad.
Or even the 15 years that comedian needed to grind to get to that point.
But even me saying that and having that not be like a terribly surprising statement is indicative of where we're kind of at, where rap just feels a little burnt out. It feels like we've just kind of seen everything, and there's just not that many people that are really bringing new shit to the table.
Wait, I thought you're a Republican Drake supporter, though. I thought there's nothing wrong with hip hop.
We can contain multitudes. Like I'm everywhere at the same time.
Okay,
you know, things are okay, but I also feel like this ain't 2017.
Oh, you voting for Kamala?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to include that. That was too much. If I said that to Ak, we would have ended up talking about too many. It would have just been, you know, at some point I was gonna have to put an end to that. But
Scorpions in the chat.
I mean, like, okay, I'll put it like this: in 2017. It was just a flood of new rappers on a daily, weekly basis coming to the store, sending money for songs on the fucking streams, fucking new rappers popping out, like labels going crazy, spending such insane amounts of money on anybody who looked like they even had an ounce of potential. And now here we are where it's just like everybody's getting fired from the labels.
For sure.
It doesn't feel like there's like a new flood of dudes.
The guy who signed our Icy Narco doesn't have his A&R position.
Probably.
But it's like a lot of people that's doing good that would have just came out of one deal and jumped back into another deal. Now they asking for like more of their publishing and more, you know what I mean? They demanding shit. Like imagine Future going into a new deal. Imagine Drake going into a new deal. Imagine all these people that they used to make billions of dollars off of, like in the course of their contract, where they can't make that much anymore.
I ain't even worried about what the fuck the megastars got going on. I'm just worried about like our territory, which is the young
But
dudes,
those are the people
know?
that keep the budgets pumping.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
You gotta have somebody who's locked in getting raped and doing well in order to fund the new artists. And it's like, that's why people like are getting fired.
It's essentially a Ponzi scheme.
And they selling catalogs and shit. They don't even own those catalogs they used to own. So
Right.
the money that they were getting, the artists, you know what I mean? It's a lot of shit.
Well, like you said, Future or Drake or artists of that caliber, they would have never signed to a label. It'd be a partnership. It's like a joint venture at that point.
for sure.
There's no like reason for
We
them to-
need all these fucking drill kids to just take acid, trip the fuck out, and start doing some weird shit. Because you're never going to get huge if you keep making cookie cutter drill. But if you switch that shit up and just like do some different shit, then we could be talking. I also feel like the music has just been progressively getting faster and faster over the years, like BPM wise. And we're at the point where the music can't get any faster. So that means that we're kind of like capped out.
Well, that's kind of like one of the big disconnects I feel like with a lot of newer rap music and global stages is because it's not at the same tempo as dance music, which is like the global unifying force for music is EDM essentially and variants thereof. But that kind of was one of the factors that sped up rap music and why we've seen this increase in BPMs. But then what kind of offsets that is the fact that the drug of choice of most people in hip hop are downers. So it's like this weird like dichotomy right there. So even though the beats are faster, those are still rapping at a lower tempo.
I rapped off Molly this weekend.
How was that, Pee Wee Jr.?
Molly Santan? Molly Santan.
The pig.
Yeah.
Who were you with?
Me, Rad, and like some young homies that be rapping and shit from the hood.
Okay.
That signed to my own boy.
I think that's the best drug for the studio.
Bro,
You want euphoria.
Oh, yeah.
bro, I was like, damn, I ain't rap like this in a minute.
Yeah, you're like-
But I can't do that shit like that no more. It's like, it's no way possible you could catch me booting up every session.
Bro, I'll turn into...
That's a crazy way to live your life.
Yo, I take it back.
Like, not even to put him on blast, but it's public record, so why not? Like when we were interviewing Wappa with the Choppa, Wappa with the Choppa, which, by the way, Hurley, you saved the Wappa with the Choppa in the photos on the drive. His name is spelled Whoopa, WHOOPA, which made it hard for me to find the photos I was looking for. Please fix that, Hurley.
that was a chick from the strip club. You got confused Whoopa with the Fupa.
Love a good Fupa.
He didn't mean to text message you early.
So I'm interviewing Whoopa with the Chupa. With the
God
chalupa. I'm interviewing Wappa with the Choppa, and he says basically he's on e-pills all the time. And he acting totally normal, completely chill. Like, that to me is a little scary. Like,
I mean, it's just, it's...
that's a wild way to live. I could never.
Is it better or worse than doing Scante every day?
It's the same shit.
Yeah, it's got to be in the
It's
same
got that
ballpark,
in
right?
there.
I mean, I'm sure you guys have both lived both versions, right?
I don't think he's ever been like an active meth user. I think you probably had some periods where you did ecstasy for months.
Yeah,
on
we've
end,
had
for sure.
ecstasy and shit years, but back
Years.
years.
But,
I've spent literal years on ecstasy.
But what
bro,
I'm trying to tell you, those were like MDMA days. Like those was like when triple stacks were triple stacks. Like 04 to like 08, they just start making like shittier pills, and then they came back with the crystal method.
bro, it's like literally.
I spent time with those a couple times.
I
Just
spent
like,
so much time on ecstasy.
once I seen somebody like press it up, like I'm like, oh no,
You
I'm
know,
not popping that shit.
when fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna snitch. When V Nasty came down and did her interview the first time around,
Yeah.
I heard conversation about a pill pressing machine being purchased at some point. Not by her, but maybe her associates. It was a long time ago. I'm sure she's left that behind.
Don't do be like that.
That's like a bad snitch.
Yeah.
That's white on white crime.
Yeah.
She was talking. It wasn't drug related. Clearly, not
Yeah,
She was hanging out with Bricc Baby. I'm sure it wasn't because they had similar taste in fashion.
Yeah, it was like herbal
He stayed with a
pills,
dyke.
maybe.
Yeah,
Keep a dyke around.
The dyke reaper was apprehended, Lil Reese.
pull up with a stick.
Just switch into a topic like nothing.
Yo, you said
The dyke reaper, bro. He needs to fade Buddha G.
Damn.
I discussed this with her on her interview.
What'd she say? She with the.
I think she's with the shit. She knows that she got to squabble Reese. He's the dyke reaper. You got to come for her. Him. You got to come for him.
Damn. What if you lose? I wonder what happened if you lose that fight. That's gonna be
shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I got some dyke homegirls that'll beat the shit out of. I want to say like damn near this whole office, bro.
Sydney Starr was telling me that some O Block affiliates members hit her after her interview because she said in the interview that she had took down some O Block members.
damn.
She said that after the interview, she got hit up by a few people, basically letting her know, don't you dare say that we piped back in the day.
Yeah, you better not, bitch.
She says she's going to keep her mouth closed because she don't want to fucking get killed.
No, but beyond not getting killed, how about like that whole expose shit is lame as fuck. Like really, like I get it. You feel me? But just like, come on, really? Like that's what type of time bitches is on. Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's some popular Oblockians.
Imagine. Ooh. Would we be able to contain
That's
ourselves?
a cold wigger.
Oh my God.
I don't think it would change how I felt about any of that.
But how do you, like, okay, say somebody you really fuck with, it comes out that they did some straight up zesty activities. I mean,
You said
how do you
somebody,
act? What do you do?
somebody that what?
Somebody that you like really, really fuck with, like in your world.
That's what happened with the little jet. Like one of my homeboys.
Yeah. You keep rocking with them or how? It's 2024, man. Show them some love.
That shit happened, cuz. What?
Oh, shit.
Man.
Do you remember
like,
that
fuck.
clip?
It's like, bro, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? 'Cause- and then it's like, they might be embarrassed and they come around like less and less till they just duck off with the
It's too weird.
car with the new gear shifter.
What if your homie turned into like Saucy Santana?
Nah.
BBL?
Nah.
You guys never saw that clip of that one? It was like some dude.
Somebody got to pimp the tranny, right? I mean, the
Dude.
transmission, right?
There's
Tube Top.
a clip of some fool and he's posted on Fig, like, and he big as hell, like tiny. You feel me, Zeus Lister size.
Where they're
like,
whooping his ass?
and this fool was like, he had a skirt on. You feel
Yeah.
me? Posted, he's like selling bussy on
And
the
he's
blade.
saying the one where he says, the homies told
the
me it
homie
was
said
cool.
it was cool. He said it was good. I ain't gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta
so
get put.
that-
They're like, you gotta get put up. He's like, the homie said it was cool.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
yo.
Every time that nigga keep the set out your mouth. Who
Yeah.
the fuck? What the fuck the hubby said, nigga?
That was a
Keep
classic.
the set out your mouth.
Dark moments.
That pops up on my Twitter feed every couple days.
Yeah, it's a constant reminder.
It was like for
the lack of growth and understanding in the gangster community towards homosexuality, which is crazy because in The Wire, who was the toughest guy?
this shit to
What was his name?
Omar.
Omar.
yeah.
And
he liked
And
a
he
little
was gay.
pussy.
He was gay and openly gay dude, and
Booty warrior.
he was putting in pain out there in B-more streets.
I was gonna say something, but they always take what I say and throw it out of proportion.
Say it.
But it's a certain region that's known for being like that in the federal penitentiary. And if they know, they're gonna bite it anyway. So you'll
zest
figure it out
monsters.
after that.
The zest race.
I'm not gonna say it. I
There's
can't
only
say
3.
it.
I mean, I've heard.
No, it's not a race.
Oh.
It's a
grouping.
region
A region?
Well, yeah,
of the United States.
That's gay as fuck. Maybe it's genetic.
Well, I mean, you find that there's certain races that embrace behind the bars those type of activities.
Yeah, what's the
more than
gayest
others.
race?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
I
that.
feel like I could probably guess where you're going with that. That's a little.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit at all. To speak about gangs in LA, it's been like a crazy ass weekend. It's been
Really?
a whole lot of shootings popping up on Citizens app. Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some boxer dude and a couple other people, like a whole lot of people for real that got shot just in the wave of all of the event. Yeah, but that was like, but shout out to the families of all.
Was that the same dude that Ash Bash was posting?
I don't know. I probably, but it was like a whole lot going on though. Like I could say like it was probably like one shooting, had like 2-3 people in it, and that happened, and a gang of shit just was going on the app. Like I don't want to be specific because it's all open, so it's like I can't like report like that, but like it's been cracking in LA.
Does your Citizens app notify you of like a radius around you, or is it just anything?
It's like whatever radius you're usually in.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They don't got the.
I've been having this since I was living.
What's it called? The shot spotter or whatever in Chicago anymore? It's basically like a system that like tracks gunshots and can kind of like pinpoint locations. And they shut it down. And now everybody's trying to like blame every homicide on the
police.
Basically, well,
There's so many shots
on
that just-
them not having this technology anymore because apparently it was so expensive and not worth it, according to the mayor.
They wasn't catching nobody when the shooting happened here.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna call you and tell you that.
I mean, all it does is probably in the long run, it helps increase the conviction rate and the response time because they're able to probably use that to help prove that shootings took place, and probably the response time is a lot better.
Shit, fools will get smart, then they'll go like a few blocks away and then light off a bunch of shots and then distract the rollers. They go over there and then really do they skid a few blocks away. There's just there's ways to stay ahead of technology at all times, not to try to, that's just some shit I came up with. I'm not like giving actual game. That, you feel me? Like, yeah, I'm just saying but that's the type of shit fools will do in them type of, like there's ways to circumvent whatever potential
But it's
issues.
like the conviction rate on murders in Chicago are low.
Yeah.
They're not really telling like that. You can't really, because you could pull that shit up. You can't really pull up too many people that tell on their ops out there. It might be a couple that they pull up, but it's
I also
not
don't
too
think
many people telling.
I don't think they have the same resources to prosecute crimes to the extent that they'd like to. So oftentimes they kind of got to pick and choose. Like Cook County don't have the same budget with their police force.
Wow, this dude said AD and P Nice were the most handsome hosts to work on No Jumper. Pause.
Damn, that's right, bro.
That's crazy.
I guess he has a type.
A beard. He likes a nice beard.
Yeah, he's got a type. Tell me more.
I mean, P Nice is a decent looking guy. I'll give it to him. Pause. But decent looking guy.
Hey, I'm sure.
I don't know who else. I feel like House Phone's the fashion guy.
So
of
if
everyone.
AD would have showed you his joint, then you would have thought you would have been able to compare.
Listen,
now you know that
there's no dick review available.
Yeah.
No shots.
Of course.
But I just think fat guys are not really like, I feel like when you're fat, you kind of like every pound takes you out of the running for being handsomest.
Well, isn't there like a statistic that says that if you're in physical shape, like if you're in good physical shape, you're already like in the 85th or whatever percentile of being more attractive as a man or whatever to bitches.
As a man, it's like the only thing that you can really do to make yourself look better. Girls get all kinds of plastic surgery. They fucking
You can get plastic surgery.
wear crazy makeup. Yeah, but it's very uncommon
Where do
for
you think
men.
I got these abs from?
I believe it. You have a Geodude body. You look like. Do you know what a Geodude is?
No, what a fucking army dude.
No, let me pull this up for you.
The fuck is Geo, nigga? That's too close to mine. Fuck is you talking
This is you.
Oh, wow.
It's a floating head.
Fucking muscle head.
I was gonna save that for you and say it in the song, but
Yeah. Put some
feel
blue
like-
drapes
No, you
on
did
the
have a Geodude bar, huh? Yeah.
I was gonna do it at one point, but then I decided not to.
You should have.
Damn, look at the shiny.
The Geodude Bricc merch would be crazy.
The shiny? I got this. I got plenty of them. Pull up with a different tint.
What do those do if you pull it out during a fucking Pokemon.
It does a Percocet.
It's a rock type. Yeah, it does a perk. It shoots you.
Snorts a perk and starts shooting.
Snorts a perk.
I forgot the fucking. Isn't it like rules to like fucking the fucking card game of?
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I feel like
Pokemon.
almost no, even though the Pokemon cards are very popular, like very few people actually play the game with the cards. Although I have, like, one time when I was in Japan, I saw a store full of hardcore Pokemon card gamers going to battle against each other.
For sure. Just like Magic the Gathering.
It's
all
definitely
that,
out
like,
there. Yeah. A lot of poker dudes used to be Magic the Gathering guys.
We could have never
crazy.
guessed that.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're doing one because Magic cards are hella expensive.
Save some pussy for the rest of us, bro.
You're doing one game where you're just spending insane amounts of money to get all the fucking cards so that you can do well. And then you play poker. If you do well, you make money. It's got to be like a pretty easy choice.
They need to bring back Pogs. These motherfuckers don't know what they had.
Pogs used to go
That shit was
crazy.
lit, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I watched the fucking
Pogs
Hood
used to
vlog.
go crazy.
I watched Brandon Buckingham go and hang out with a bunch of Bloods in Hawaii, and they were playing Pogs.
Yeah, because-
on the block. Because
Never.
it's a milk carton.
Yeah, that's where it's from. It stands for
People probably
passion
don't
fruit.
even know about Pogs.
Passion fruit orange guava is what Pog stands for. It was a Hawaiian drink.
That's crazy.
It's like the cap from some fucking drink. And then somehow people created a game that was gigantic. When I was in like third grade, maybe fourth grade, it was like everybody was playing this game. I was going crazy. We all had mean slammers.
Slammers, like
big
bullet slammers.
big ass slammers
They
and all
banned
that
it.
shit.
Yep.
In my school. They banned it so nobody could play in school anymore because it was becoming like a problem. It
It was like
getting
shooting
jacked.
dice. It was like
literally.
shooting dice.
No, kids were getting in fights because they would do a pog battle and then
lose.
and then somebody would lose and not want to give up their pog because you would usually play for a
For the
pog.
pog.
No, yeah, that's not how you play. Like, if
Yeah.
it flips, you
Yeah,
can
that's
Somebody
yours.
wouldn't want to pass it off. And so they would fucking get in a fight on the schoolyard and then they got banned. And so then me and my sister, believe it or not, this is a true story. We took chalk. I was in like third grade. We took chalk to the elementary school and proceeded to write "Free the Pogs" all over the school in chalk. And the next morning, the principal comes into my classroom and says to everybody in the classroom, last night there was some vandalism. Treating it like it's the most serious thing in the world. Like it's not going to go away if it rains.
Shock.
Yeah.
And fucking basically making the point that he knew somebody in the room was responsible and he wanted to see if they were willing to come forward. Of course, I did not come forward. But
Smart. Straight up business.
then one of the teachers approaches me and basically tells me, "We know you did it." I don't know who I told. I probably told somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
You were just probably very outspoken
Somebody
about-
snitched you out off
Dude,
the
when you're in
rip.
third grade, everybody
you
just
told
raps on each
everybody.
other. It's like,
There's no code.
yeah, I wasn't speaking to professional criminals. I wasn't telling YFN Lucci. I was telling just some Brandon. You know, you probably told him or something.
You know Adam?
It was Adam Graham Mason. Yeah. Why?
My mom always, to this day, makes fun of me for that.
I had a $15 thing, a slammer. It was called the Bullet Slammer.
Oh,
all you basically do is like touch the pod that shit would
goes
flip. Like,
crazy,
them bitches got banned because we were doing the most with the Bullet Slammers.
Oh, yeah.
What was the point of the game? Like
To
flip
win
the last
other
one?
people's pogs
Yeah.
to increase your pog
Yeah,
collection.
no, but if you flip the last one, is that the like?
Yeah, it's like you
Is it-
flip them both. It's like you put them on top of each other.
No, but
you
what I'm
take the
saying, like
slammer
when we
and hit
get to
it.
the bottom of it, was that like the judge who wins the game, or whatever you flip over is yours?
Yeah, you flip, and when it flips, then you take that shit.
Yeah,
I think it's like
yeah.
whoever flips the most.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
that's
I said.
how
It's
y'all
the
played
most.
it?
Yeah,
think,
Y'all
right?
play- I thought it was like hand by hand.
Like you could get a
this
1
pop,
or a 2
this
or a
pop,
3.
pop, flip it. Oh, your shit flip. Boom, mine. You feel me? Oh, it didn't flip.
Yeah,
You go. Boom,
I don't
flip
think
it.
so.
Boom.
I think it's like whoever flipped the most, and then you get the fogs that y'all was like playing for.
There's probably still people playing pogs out there. I mean,
High
those
stakes
fucking
pogs.
those bloods seem to be pogging it up a little bit.
the P. And it's funny because the other definition of pog is so different.
I know. I always think about that when I hear someone say pog.
Yeah. Fat ass white girl. Pogs. That's a commonly used corn search.
Dude,
PAWG. Enjoy.
the other day, somehow I came across, I don't think I talked about this on here yet, did I? I came across a girl I know, a hot fucking porn star that we had on Plug Talk, and I somehow went to her website and found out that she does escorting, and for only $900, as a fan, I could pipe her down.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
You could get her there for 900.
That's a steal. No, I think she's got to fuck during the hour.
Link in description.
She tries to upsell you once you get in there. Shut up.
1,000 is just the cover.
Oh no,
fee.
for sure. For sure. What?
She
Gonna bust your ass there.
She need a tip.
Yeah.
She need a tip.
Well, I'm thinking
Gratuity.
you tip a couple $100, right?
Nah.
That 900 is a deposit. That 900 deposit. Yeah.
You gonna be out of like 2,500.
It sound good.
2,500
It
to
sound
5
good.
bands, depending. The 2,500 might get you some head or something.
I mean, honestly, that sounds a lot more understandable. Like
You get done for 15 probably.
her taking time out of her fucking evening to go fuck some dude in a hotel room for $3K, I get it.
Yeah.
900, I was like, God damn, that is a fucking steal. Like, she's just too lit for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know.
Probably running them up.
But from her perspective, it's probably like, I don't know how much she makes, but a lot of girls do porn scenes for like $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So her fucking a random dude in a hotel room for $1,000, it makes sense.
Well, yeah. It's essentially.
No, fuck no.
And then.
Well, I mean, that's secret.
Yeah, it's
There's
cool.
no footprint.
It's cool. And you get to use the condom, so that's cool.
That's like the worst part.
But it's like if I do porn and I got a following, like, bro, they give me 1,000. They're professionals.
Yeah.
You got to give me at least like 2-3 bands.
No, I think Bricc hit it on the head. That's a straight finesse move.
Yeah. That's
just
the
it.
pull-up price.
Yeah.
When we used to go to tournaments in Vegas when we was kids, we used to get those cards. Have you ever been to Vegas?
Of course,
back
I
in the
get
day.
I'll never
with
go
the card?
prostitute there.
Nah, okay.
No, the little Pisces be
They
passing out.
pass out cards
yeah.
and shit. All right, so wow. We get the cards, so like after the games and shit, we all over there. It's like 3 of us in the room. We call the numbers, and like it was like, all right, 300. So we like, all right, 300, that's cool. Pull up, right? So
And those are like tweakers. Never the bitch on the card.
never the bitch on the card.
Yeah.
So she come
It's like,
in and we
never.
like, all right, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, no, that was a. We like, man, we pieced up for that 300. Like,
We did all of it.
fuck all that. We thought that it was cracking like a gangbanger. So she was a freak. Fire-headed everybody.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a bargain.
But she wanted like 3 bands. She wanted 1,000 a head. Like,
That's like the and that's like
we
the
16.
and that's
She
bottom
finna
of the
get in
barrel.
trouble.
16.
No, I said we 16, like 15.
That's what I'm saying. You were
Yeah.
16 doing that?
Like 14 or 15 for real. Because I didn't go 16. So yeah, no, 15 years old.
You know what's funny? Okay, I moved to New York City when I was like 21, and almost immediately I start hearing different hood dudes that I know, like who are basically like not BMX dudes, but like dudes who would hang out in the park that we would hang out at, who are just like regular dudes who like work construction and shit, but they would be like hanging out in the park, smoking weed and just like being pieces of shit basically. And like I start hearing them talk about like gangbangs that they were setting up where like just on some local shit, dudes would just get a hotel room or whatever, line it up, get 10, 15 dudes or whatever, get this girl who's like in on it, she gets paid, whatever, and they charge like by the head.
Like,
and you just
like
show
50,
up.
$60 a head.
You show up in a room with 15 other black dudes and you're just banging some random fucking prostitute.
Shit.
And I remember thinking like, damn, like I wish I would get invited to that.
Time of your life.
I'm like, I gotta get to know these dudes better so I can actually do that shit. Because that shit sounds cool. Like I want to try that out.
It's a bonding experience.
Dead ass. That's like how I fucking thought about it. But I never actually like.
You probably could have been the 16th, 17th guy. You feel me? Like
I'm down.
Yeah.
No. Dude, that's
Bro,
so,
back in the days, girls used to fuck like 6, 7 dudes easy.
okay.
Trains were normalized.
The most
Make trains great again.
Over.
the most like intense alpha male battle you will ever see in your life, I assume, is you and 10 other dudes in a room all about to fuck a girl.
Yo.
And whoever goes first is the king of the fucking jungle because he's the only one who doesn't have to fuck another dude's dick residue in the process of fucking this girl.
Where do you think she's coming from?
I feel like that is equivalent to the, okay, fair.
Damn.
He's not conscious of it. So she took a shower after the last one.
At least, right?
But whoever goes first is like the leader of the Rasa behind bars. I feel like
that's the shot caller.
Exactly. Whoever gets to go first, you are the fucking Don Dada.
Yeah, and Lil Homie is going
the
last.
Yes,
you cleaning up,
or the freakiest one who just is secretly low key hyped.
Yeah, what if the most
shows up a little bit late by accident?
Hey, what if there's like a super alpha, but he's zesty and he's like, hey. You going first, homie. Hey, Mikey, go first.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's probably how to go.
He's like, no, and now you.
That was it.
Now you next.
You said that in a jail?
What?
No, you said this was in a jail setting?
No, this is just
whatever turns you on, Bricc. Whatever helps you get there mentally.
You said they put a girl in a jail setting for a gangbang.
Nah, for sure you know that's happening. Oh my God. There's got to be one doing it right now. Nah, but so a couple different times, maybe once on this podcast, I've like been talking to a dude from New York and just been like, New York is a train city. Like,
yeah.
Because I have not heard of dudes really being super into that so much in other places that I've lived. So
they have subways.
In my mind, I think of it as a New York thing. It's a people being packed in thing. It's
That's
like
it.
New York, everybody is a fucking sardine in an apartment building. So it just seems more normal to just end up in a stairwell with a girl.
I'm not going to lie. Many a trains ran in Los Angeles, California.
That's what I was about to say.
I probably just don't really know about it.
This shit was going crazy when I was in high school.
When I moved to the Bay, those fools in Oakland, I was like, I had never seen anything like it.
But are we
like,
talking about paid trains or are we talking about Kazumi style freak offs?
I mean, look, in the Bay, they're not really big on spending money on bitches. That's like very frowned upon, which I never realized. That was like the biggest culture shock to me.
You're a trick.
Well, just growing up in LA, it wasn't looked down upon, especially like to the degree, at least not around my people. It wasn't to the point where when I moved up to the Bay, and it was to the point where it's like going to the liquor store, like, hey, bitch, like hop out and grab the bottle. You feel me? Like everything. You're not buying nothing. It's AOB all on a bitch.
Jason introduced me to the AOB movement. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm calling my friends back home. Like, AOB, no, you guys don't get it.
All on a bitch.
All on a bitch.
Meaning you basically live your life
AOB.
Off a woman who probably either works a job, sells pussy, sells drugs for you,
gets her taxes.
You live off of her, basically.
And I'm telling my friends back home about it. I'm like, you guys don't get it. Like, no, they pay for it. They pay for everything. They couldn't, like, the mental connection wasn't working. So I was like, hey, guys, check this out. So I bring my Oakland homies down to LA, and I know all these rich bitches finna for shows because they're not thinking twice. I'm like, hey, why don't you get like the bottle? Like, we're kind of hungry. You down to get us some lunch? Like, and my Oakland friends are so fucking impressed. They're like, damn, Lush really is all on a bitch. And I'm like, no, these girls just have no idea what's happening right now. But yes, like, I had a bitch send me $300 at Western Union. My homies in the Bay were like, their minds were exploding. Like, damn.
Someone said Lush is Haitian.
Yeah, real P.
Getting it out there, bitch.
You feel me? Exactly. Let's get it out of bitch every time. I had one girl come up to hang out, and I was so excited to just like run amok with my homies with this bitch, and she like caught wind instantly at what time it was and gave me money and dipped. She's like, here. I was like, well, you're not gonna even get us bottles? And she gave me money and dipped, and they were even more, my homies were more excited about that. They're like, tight. Like, let's just, I was like,
you ain't even have to bend them.
Yeah.
Let me just speed run these donos. I'm gonna speed run these donos. CW said $5. Anybody messing with Joshy can get touched. Joshy is the GOAT. I completely agree.
Let him get done up.
Skin Christ, $10. Adam, bring Cemetery on No Jumper. I also, please bring back Sledge Lords. I was just talking to Danny the other day. Definitely might do another podcast at some point soon.
And Danny over here too.
We should get him on here.
Yeah,
right? He doesn't know about anything hip hop, so it's kind of a thing, but it could be fun.
But I like Danny.
Also Cemetery. I have only heard in the context of
being fucking
swamp stories. Yes. I went and listened to a song when that whole thing happened. Adam wearing an ALYK shirt is crazy. Yes, I am a fucking fashion icon. We should talk about that more. Mr. said we need No Jumper New York and No Jumper Bay. I agree. We got to do more shit everywhere. Jacob Schwein said $5. Yuri's mad his girl was a 22 stir groupie. I can neither confirm nor deny that. She did wait in line for a meet and greet to meet me, and she had her hair done.
Don't bring your what to the meet and greet? Oh, what or what?
Piper down.
And then Kylie Jenner with a heart donated $2 and said, I'm a big girl dog when I'm stimulated, which is a reference to a Tyga song. So that's, a little odd, but you know, it is what it is. There's my hamburger. Wow. Okay.
I'm glad that didn't pop up while I was eating that shit.
Fucking burger, dude.
Bro, I would have freaked out if I was eating my food and looked at
You would have freaked off.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. You guys got to guess. I see E. coli.
I just would expect more from Legoland.
I would think there's a higher, standard that they would hold.
I mean, you have a brand.
I don't. I know that shit. Any fucking what are those places? Amusement parks that you go to, that shit's all shit for the high. I'd be like, what?
Disneyland, I feel like kind of
so expensive.
I feel like Disneyland got a couple they've evolved with the times.
That shit mid as fuck.
Lena is at least somewhat in touch with the online discourse about the best food at theme parks. And she was telling me that Disneyland does rank highly because think about, that bread bowl.
Yes,
thing?
that's what I was about to say. Literally the clam chowder, bread bowl. That
also, you know what I saw at Legoland was like a hot dog that's like this long. It's like $35 and it's like clearly enough to feed like at least 3 people. Fucking nuts, dude. Like,
yo,
what
that's
the
disgusting.
fuck?
You know what they should do? They should hire some of these vendors. They don't want to spend that money. Hire some of these vendors from the carnival.
shit, they wouldn't even have to hire them.
Park.
They wouldn't even have to
they
be like
could
set
distill
up
the
shop.
recipe. Yeah,
They
that's
want
what
to
I'm saying.
control the whole
Of course
supply
they do.
chain.
Yeah, that's why I said they would have to hire them because they're not about to let them set up shop in there.
You seen when Theo Vaughn on his podcast had the carny worker? He had had a carnival worker who like generational, his pops that did it, whatever.
That's another thing my mom always makes fun of me for is because she says that my first crush was on a girl who was working at the carnival. I was like 7 or some shit, and I just thought some chick was super hot, and I was just standing around looking at her. Continue.
No, but like that makes sense. That was like the beginning of you being into the alt bitches tatted up.
Hell yeah, like a
Like,
messy bitch. Yeah,
that led to the trajectory that ended with Violent Myers and Legoland.
I love a cool bitch. Like I really
Yes.
feel like I'm somebody who I will like. You know how there'll be like a group of girls, and there'll be like clearly the hot one, but she always has the worst personality. I'll totally take her friend who's like less attractive, but like has to work for it.
I agree. I'm 1000%. As far as like the bitches that if what makes me fall in love with somebody for real is like, yeah, you got to look cool and all, but I see.
Okay.
I like your soul, bitch.
Let's have a real conversation. Do you
I'm a first nighter.
look at yourself? Do you look back at your life and can you honestly say that you have not spent a disproportionate amount of time going after insecure chicks who are easy to fuck because they don't feel good about themselves? We all know what we're talking about. We all know guys who you could be in a fucking pool party full of bad bitches
And go get the.
and they'll go for the ones who clearly,
I ain't got no motion tonight.
the ones who really ain't rocking too good.
Well, this is literally like nature. When a lion is hunting and is stalking a herd of wildebeest, they often look for one that's wounded or weaker and falling behind in the pack.
He's for sure fucked a fat one or two.
I've taken down
For the
some.
team, yeah.
I've jumped on some grenades to help friends out before.
But it depends on what my cocktail was that night. My appeal cocktail or whatever, drinking whatever. Because it's like, you get off that Molly or ecstasy, it's like, well, this thing ain't gonna suck itself. What the shirt say?
You're gonna be jerking off in public. Hey,
Fuck no.
there's these new drugs, or this new drug that's allegedly floating through the streets of LA, and they're not calling them e-pills. They're e-pills. They're calling them D-pills because apparently they pack a punch, because sometimes people have this problem with Molly or ecstasy where it makes you not be able to maintain an erection.
Oh, so they put some little
it's
dick
mixed
pill
with
in
it?
there.
It's
Yeah.
mixed with, I'm assuming, might have a little Viagra in there. You feel me?
I have a memory because really when you think about the advent of the camera phone, it's changed everything. Because I have a memory of 2013 in the club at the Pike in Long Beach, legendary bar out there. Mm-hmm. I found myself a torta in the truest sense of the word. This bitch had a big back. And I'm in the fucking club. I'm in the
Mama
bar,
back ass.
drunk as fuck, making out with this bitch. And
been there before.
the year is like 2012, 2013, like when the iPhone is really just starting to get there, where like you could take a photo that actually matters of some shit with your iPhone. And holy shit, my group chat had a fucking field day with the pictures of me making out with this torta. And that really, like when I think about it, that kind of started to change the game right there. And like that's the seed of celebrities not just hitting the bars in Hollywood anymore. You see these old documentaries from like the early 2000s where they have all these famous people going to the bars and they're just being followed around by like paparazzi and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's so hard to imagine like Mark McGrath or like Jennifer Aniston or whoever the fuck you think of, like just freely going to the bar in LA, like somewhere that's not super like exclusive and private and shit. Like, but that was the era because it was so much harder to create content off of somebody being out and about.
And that's when like Lindsay Lohan was getting into like high speed chases and stolos right outside of Boosie Bellows. And
oh yeah.
Oh man, just imagine if they had live streams and shit back then and it was cool to hold your phone out. Just how many fucking times she would be on the corner, like
but
everybody with their phone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even, the tabloids, it's no more tabloids. It's like, we've been seeing that shit. You go press it up and put it in the fucking paper or magazine, it's too late.
Yeah.
Video killed the radio star, internet killed the video star, and motherfucking cell phones killed fun for everybody.
And Sugar Gay killed Mark McGrath's spirit. Exactly. It was taken from him. No, but he didn't even know. When he did the fucking Sugar Gay thing, it didn't go viral at the time. It was like gone in a day. And then the internet blew it up.
Well, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Sugar Gay. I don't know if you know, but Mark McGrath at one point approached a man on the streets of Hollywood who yelled Sugar Gay at him and basically threatened him and yelled at him. And it's a hilarious viral clip.
Oh, I thought that he went to like a fucking gay fest.
But he has repented, and this was like 20
you know what?
years
I don't
ago.
think bro did nothing wrong to keep it a stack. Like you feel me? You in my face
gay,
talking
nigga,
shit.
you
Fuck you.
go crazy.
I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want.
Dude, Mark McGrath wants to come on here.
Why hasn't he not been?
We can summon him.
Bro,
like he knows you. He knows you. He knows, like, he's going to hit me up about this, like, probably like right now. Well, he might not watch it live, but like he is a hardcore No Jumper fan and is one of the best conversationalists I've had on.
And then you can remix the joint and be like, every morning there's a tranny hopping on the corner of my fucking 4-inch dick. You feel me? Like,
you're just going for it.
Yeah, like, hold on. What the fuck?
You're just being yourself out here.
Yeah, bro.
but just, you feel me? Like, just a remix.
Cancel Lush.
Yeah. Like,
Hey, what?
nah, I would really enjoy. Mark McGrath. We fucks with we've been Sugar Ray supporters. He had DJ Homicide in his band. He kept it hip hop from day one. So let's talk about that, motherfucker. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
DJ Homicide. What instrument does he play?
He was a DJ.
With a band?
Yes, that was very popular in the late 90s.
I wonder if DJ Homicide.
Yeah, and you can hear the little scratches on the record. Wait, I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
Come on, bro. Why are we?
What if he has like a talk show where everybody like, what's the opposite of crying to you? No, you think OG Homicide and OG Suicide have ever been in the same room?
I already saw where this is going.
Would they like cancel each other out? Like no one is here? That'd be crazy.
It's like a prevention.
Like you said, two negatives only equal a positive.
Suicide and homicide together. It's an intervention.
But they become Captain Planet. Just a
join together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That'd be crazy. Okay. I feel like we've seen enough.
Incredible pod as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that was a good one. And free Doty 6, who I'm not sure exactly what he did, but he has landed himself back behind bars
in
after
just 2 months.
He did like 7 years or some shit, in which, keep in mind, for each time he got caught recording in his studio with recording equipment and a phone or whatever the fuck it was, he faced like he lost, I think he said 75 days of like good time or whatever. So basically like he could have got out a lot earlier, but instead he chose to wait, what do you want? Instead he chose to stay in jail longer in order to be able to express himself through music while he was locked up and to continue to drop the videos. And I remember telling him in the interview, like, that is not a good attitude if you want to stay free. Like, you need to prize freedom above everything. You need to be willing to accept a shitty life in jail in order and get out earlier than not be able to record. Like, you got to be able to make that sacrifice. And I don't know what he got caught doing. But
I don't like the way that jail is like incentivized for your promotional campaign. Like, that sucks. That has, you know what I mean? Like,
well, he was the first artist shooting videos, real edited videos
in jail. It's like amazing some of the shit he was able to put together.
Right. No, I'm a big supporter of the kid.
But it's like,
it's like you can't stay in that motherfucker. Like, I know
that's what I'm saying. Dude, like, yeah, you're
like each time you got caught with a phone, 75 days that you aren't getting out, like on your sentence.
Dedication to the art on another fucking level.
I think he told me that he fucking got caught like 20 times or some shit. That's like multiple years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
a lot of time.
Substantial.
That's insane. It's like 4 years. I might be getting the math.
He maxed out over folds.
Yeah,
but he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it again. Even though he's in there sick, I'd be crying. 7 years that I went back to jail already. Like,
but that's the fucking that's the trick bag that they got you in. Like,
you didn't even get to hit all your side bitches because you had to give at least a month and some change to your regular bitch.
I hope he pumped some jizz out.
You know what I'm saying? No, he for sure did. But it's like,
I'm assuming within
his soul.
It's like pussy. The girl that was holding you down the most. You know, you going to knock out all the bucket list shit that you were saying that y'all was gonna do. When y'all
you think you took down a snow bunny
in his time out? I don't think he was around.
2 months.
He was
a pog, perhaps.
He might have because he got a snow bunny manager. You know, he hit one of the friends. Come on, man.
Are the snow bunnies still trying to fuck rappers? I feel like that's a good indicator of rap's health.
You just saw Bobby Shmurda kicking out 2 snow bunnies.
Yeah, that was my work before him. I had her on the Patreon. I don't even have to fuck her.
I feel like rappers are probably more sought after by bitches in general than ever.
So you're telling me that it's the same as 10 years ago in terms of hipster white bitches trying to fuck gangsters? Because I feel like you always rode that fine line.
For sure.
And I don't even know how common that is for like the average.
I think like the hipster wave is over. It's like white bitches that want drillers. They do. Like they're like they get wet when they see fucking 30 sticks.
They rub out. They utilize their rabbit to trap Lil Ross documentaries?
For sure.
Shut up.
Well, like, remember when, like, at first when the hipsters invaded rap like that, there was hipster rappers that they listened to.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, very quickly, they're like, oh, these guys are kind of lame. Let's listen to the fools that actually kill people and sell a lot of drugs. And that kind of perpetuates.
You know, some girls, like, with a black guy and they think that he's so tough or whatever, and they go out and they see him get marked out.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying?
Myron
like,
didn't even protect me.
Like, fuck.
Myron, I thought you were from South Central.
Yeah. Like, fuck.
But bro, everybody takes an L.
I was born in South Central.
Yeah. Everybody takes an L.
Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Get packed out. That's whatever, right?
No, not major.
I probably got packed out.
I'm not saying packed out. I said marked out. Packed out is still...
Okay.
That's commendable because it took multiple people to, you feel me? It's way more.
Fighting
a mark out is like tucking your tail.
Mm.
It's like, you know, the homie that comes around and everybody just keep on like, shut up.
Mm.
Like, not even really mark out, but then it's like, damn, I thought I had an alpha male. You act like an alpha at the house.
Yeah, but
it just must be so crazy to have your relationship be predicated on the fact that you are a killer, that you will crash out on your ops, etc., and have some fucking white bitch who don't know anything about where you come from, who's just got this expectation of you. But you put on that show to get the pussy.
Well, yeah,
So
but
now you got to deal with it for as long as you're with her. You got to continue to be that
sure.
guy.
But think about so if you in predominantly white high schools and shit, who are the pretty popular girls fucking? Like the athletes normally, right?
Yeah.
And the athletes are like bigger, the toughest dudes around normally.
The
type
4
shit.
extras of Pennachuck Junior High.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
That's real.
So and then it's a natural progression to when we play the school in the inner city, oh no, the players on that team look a little bit tougher. Blah, blah,
In my
blah.
school too, though, it was the singers of the bands. The singer of the band was always the hottie. I don't know why. Or really anybody in the band. They had a lot more clout, even though that band was like absolutely irrelevant in the grand scheme of anything.
Well, Mikey
be doing that for sure. Yeah.
No
He's
shots,
the
Mikey.
ladies.
No shots.
Don't you think
no,
that?
I'm not even talking about Mikey's band, the second part, but seems like he doesn't have a problem getting ladies
Look at him.
He's
from
fucked.
time to time.
He looks like a TikTok kid.
He's fucked before.
I'm 40, bro. I got to get by on clout. He's got the fucking look.
Yeah, he's the
He
youth.
could pull pussy just off pheromones.
That's some other shit right
Yo,
there.
you want to know the most brutal pussy I ever missed out on in my life?
Talk about it.
I'm maybe 28 or no, I was living in Cali. So I'm probably like 20. Yeah, I'm probably 28, 29, some shit like that. And I got the whole BMX team with me, right? And we go to a Hooters in Arizona. And somehow the fucking, the hot ass blonde waitress, like stupidly hot, like way too hot. Somehow she and I started developing a rapport and we make plans that she's going to take us all to the strip club after the fact. However, once she started drinking, she realized that she actually wanted to fuck the like hot 19-year-old Australian BMX pro and not the sloppy, chubby fucking 30-year-old BMX team manager, which, to be fair, she was way closer to him in age for sure. And I mean, this dude just was hotter than me. He's just like, he's a BMX rider. It's like some girls are going to kind of go with like the boss man business dude. Some girls are going to go with the athlete.
Wait, so
Kid picked her poison.
So Kid Leroy fucked your bitch is what you're saying?
But this kid, I'm not going to say his name because he probably got a wife and shit now. But like this dude fucking like banged her out like in the Airbnb, or no, it was like our friend's house that we were all staying in and shit. He's banging around, it's loud as fuck. I'm in the other room smoking a fucking blunt with a homie, being mad as fuck, waiting to beat my dick before I went to bed, just mad as a motherfucker. And then, oh my God, I can make this even better.
This is the villain origin story. Like we're finally hearing it.
I hate this brand of like sex story podcasting thing, but this,
No, this is not having
this makes
sex
me sound
story.
like a loser. So it's like fucking probably better concept. But like, all right, so that whole exchange happens, but then I'm her Instagram friend at some point. So like I'm still like, I'm not giving up without fighting. I'm still trying to fuck.
I heard you get fucked. I know I can fuck now.
I'm gonna be in Arizona again, and I'm not gonna be with this little motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take that shit down one way or another, right?
He got deported somehow.
So she invites me to Manhattan Beach or some shit, like fucking one of those beach cities or whatever. She invites me in the middle of the day to come out drinking with her and her aunt, who's like, for some reason, young. She's like 34 or some shit.
You
She's
for sure
hot as
fuck the
fuck.
aunt.
Like,
You
I would
for
love
sure
to fuck
fuck
the aunt as well. And her aunt has Xans and Adderall like on deck, like sorting them on the fucking table and shit. It's insane. And I'm just like hanging out with this girl, and it's like 4 p.m. And I'm like, you know me. I work every day. I want to grind. I'm not fucking having fun during the day. I hate people who want to have fun during the day. You got to grind. You got to work.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm breaking my own like code to go out drinking with this girl at fucking 4 p.m. I know I'm going to have to drive home drunk, and I'm just dealing with it because I'm trying to get the pussy so bad.
So
And
what
of course
happens?
she gets drunk as fuck, and I didn't bang her. Just like,
Yeah. Did you pop some Xans?
I mean, I think I like packed. I was already drinking, and I knew that I could not run the risk of taking Xans or Adderall while drinking because I'm just gonna fucking explode. So I like took them from her and like put them in my pocket and took them later.
Hey, so you got something out of the situation.
I made the best of it.
The
you know?
most excited I got this whole time was when I heard the words Xans and Adderalls. All of a sudden, my ears perked up.
Nah, but
And Brick's like, perk?
But okay, I'm putting on a show like I'm a normal fucking person when I'm around like the parents from the private preschool that my kid goes to, right?
Of course.
But one of the moms totally pulled out Zans in the middle of the fucking meal.
But dude, that you know how normalized that is in like suburban housewife culture.
I just thought
that's
it was
where that comes
like
from.
the funniest thing ever because like you have to be the most drugged out rapper to pull out Zans during your interview or whatever, or to pull it out around somebody like me.
Oh, I'm prescribed.
You know, but like these young drill rappers who are like blatantly on drugs don't pull Zans out in front of you all the time and shit. They're low key about their addiction.
Fools will pop perks on.
This chick did not give a fuck, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm in a different world, Lushy."
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're the ones that mainstream.
And they wonder why their kids fucking pop Zans at fucking 13. Like, bro, it's in the cabinet. When you leave, I'm popping it.
I'm telling you, look, I am.
And they don't know to break it.
Look at me. I am everything. I am the failure of affluent Los Angeles, byproducts of Hollywood families. I am like the living embodiment of what will happen to your kids if you try to raise them hella privileged in LA. This could happen. And guess what? The two main kids I grew up with, my two little best friends, you feel me? Both dead, fool.
Yo.
Both dead. R.I.P. David, R.I.P. Jeff. You feel me? My two little best homies grew up together from kindergarten. One of them we were in motherfucking preschool together. Both them dead. Privileged as fuck. Parents wealthier by a significant margin than mine. You feel me? Both died in the past year and a half. And it's like, damn, what the fuck? Like, why hell are my homies that grew up in the hood or grew up, like, they wound up appreciating life more, learning like more varied lessons. Even homies I had that grew up middle class, like raising kids hyper privileged in that Xanax fueled housewife environment is dangerous as fuck for a whole bunch of reasons that people don't know. Or else, why are so many of the kids I grew up with dead, just like the kids I wind up becoming friends with? They lose their friends to getting killed. But why are all these fools taking drugs and dying when they were given the world on a fucking silver platter their whole life?
Because that's a part of the world.
It's crazy, right?
Drugs.
I was talking to my friend from back home, and he like just told me, he's like, you know that I don't know anybody who's died, because it's like my boy, like my best friend from like growing up, and he's just like, you know, I don't know anybody who's died, because like after we're talking for like an hour and a half, it's like we only talk like every couple months usually, but now he has a smartphone, so I'm optimistic about being able to actually text him, because he's like,
oh, so he's like an off the grid
he's
asshole.
so off the fucking grid that he's just in his own fucking world of like being a dad and shit. But he's just like, you know, I don't know anybody who's died. And I'm like, yeah, I was like that before the whole hip hop thing. Realistically, like the BMX world is like a much smaller number.
That's crazy.
But that's weird, because even like small town
Like
USA,
not even his like grandparents and shit.
for sure.
Oh, yeah,
For
sure that. But
he met like other kids.
He's talking about people his age,
that he grew up with.
I mean,
He's probably wrong, first of all. You
no,
probably
but
do
like,
know people.
we know
that
people
have-
who died from like drugs and shit, like from high school for sure.
That's
But,
what I'm
like,
saying. Like,
it's not like the people we were hanging out with, really, you know.
so like he's basically saying none of his close friends are
Yeah, not
But,
nobody.
but it's really a byproduct effect of like growing up in New Hampshire and him having like a lifestyle that he just is around way less people. You're just like so much less likely for somebody to die, you know?
Yeah, that's like the countryside, right?
It's just numbers. You know,
Yeah.
you have met so many, both of you have met so many fucking people throughout the years, me too now, for the hip hop shit, that it's like the number of people who've died is like, granted, the people have like way more dangerous lifestyles because they're in gangs and they do drugs and shit, but like it's just the sheer number of people in general, you know?
No, it's a and I told this to my parents, because my parents are in their 80s now. So most of their friends are unfortunately passed or passing. You know what I mean? And I feel like I told them, I know more people that have died than y'all.
Yeah.
And it's because of A, growing up in LA, a big ass dangerous city with so many different people, B, being a part of hip hop and knowing people that are involved in music, so they're taking a lot of drugs,
And just being
or
a
the
shooter.
streets. You feel me? So it's we're gonna know a disproportionate amount of. We know way more humans than most people do. First of all, you know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
we have a way
I
bigger
know
network.
A gang of people. Like, I look at these fucking comments and they be like, Bricc lying. Our Bricc was here. Our Bricc. I'm like, damn, I do know a gang of people. Like, this shit would be a lie if it wasn't me. Like,
That's
you
what I'm
get
saying.
what I'm saying?
Like,
Like, damn, like, how the fuck? And I know a gang of people though. Like, and I guess because I lived in like several different states, so you have to like get back in the mix in different states. So by default, you know the same amount of people in like several different states.
You could probably relate. I have entire worlds in different cities.
Yeah,
like when I
sure.
appear in the Bay, it's like
Adam witnessed that. It's like a whole different world.
come with
like
me up
going
there.
to
You're
that.
going to trip the fuck out. Both of y'all be like, oh, that's why I Lush talk like he talk. You feel me? Like there's certain cities I go to and you feel me? Like I know you know how that it's weird. It's weird because we stay in motion and other people, and this is going to be taken in a disrespectful way, but I don't mean it like that. They become somewhat suspended in time. You know what I mean? They continue the motion. We're moving at such a fast pace. I remember my therapist, I don't have a therapist no more, but when I was at No Jumper before, I had a therapist, and this hoe said,
What's wrong with this hoe? He's mad at the
this hoe, I'll tell you, we can talk, that's another conversation. We can talk about this bitch. But she said that like have more shit happen to me in a week than any of her clients do in 6 months. And I'm just regular for us.
Yeah, because the average person in the streets, they so like immune to trauma and like shit happening. They don't think they need therapy. We don't think we need therapy. I've never seen a therapist.
And that's
I
also
know I'm fucked up in the head. I won't even walk inside a restaurant sometimes just cause.
And there's a really big, especially like even like with black folks, I know my black homies have a disproportionate level of distrust of therapy. And anytime I bring that up to a lot of my homies, such as yourself, now you're saying that could definitely use it. It's like a strong aversion.
Yeah, I don't know why though. I probably would try it though.
You should.
I tried therapy. We should all go to therapy.
I do therapy.
You do?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's helpful, right?
It's weird, right? Over Zoom.
Oh no, that's not. You have to sit there.
No,
right.
So I called my therapist a
What's
bitch.
the dude?
When I was a kid, I did therapy face to face, and I definitely feel like the vibe is more of a.
Yeah,
it's an important part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've been in therapy since I was like 5 years old.
People can hear your conversation.
I gotta piss so bad right now that I'm gonna end up in therapy. I'm gonna need therapy about how bad I have to pee right now.
Music stream coming soon.
Music stream happening right after this. Gang since potty trained
4 hours
and such.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Please like.
We're damn near 4 of them things.
Please
I
like.
thought we started
Please
at 6.
like us.
I forgot we started Quattro in this bitch. Love y'all.
Please like and please be gay as fuck.
Yo, what the fuck?
I was about to say the coolest podcast in the world, but
I don't know if Adam gets to get the gay pass on the song yet. We have to make it to the studio. See how zesty you are.
Man. I'm trying to beat that. I'm trying to like evolve rapidly.
hey, just know, there's another NH that's gonna have to do a remix since he not on the record. You know? He gonna do his own record.